30 minutes of football. 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 30 minutes of football.
Welcome, everyone, to 30 Minutes of Football, our pre-show to Bare Their Souls. With me is Danikin, and we covered his 5 major points about this past week's game. And Danikin, I got to ask you, emotionally, what did you go through in those last few minutes of the game?
Oh, man, that was crazy, right? Like the pendulum was swinging back and forth. It was crazy. I went from I was happy at one point, then went to despair, then to completely distraught, then to enthusiasm and excitement, and through the roof. So it was amazing. It's a crazy, crazy game.
When did it hit you that this is different than what we are accustomed to here in Chicago? Because for the last 10 plus years, we'd lose games like that.
Yeah. I mean, I've noticed that they're a little bit different a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And this put a stamp on it, you know what I mean, in my opinion. You never see a team just give up, but you could tell that they've kind of, we're probably going to lose this one. And they have that feeling, same way the fans do.
Right.
But this team is different because they don't stop. They don't quit. So, just to have a team out there that's doing that is really special, man. It's something that we've been wanting in Chicago for a long time. So it's good to see. Definitely.
Yep. And Ben Johnson gets a lot of the credit for that, but I don't certainly want to overlook what the rest of this coaching staff does. He has built together a staff that keeps these guys focused and believing in themselves, believing in each other, and that's a big part of that because Ben Johnson can't do it all.
No. I mean, he's got a lot of guys on that squad or the coaching staff that are bringing guys together. Positional coaches, coordinators, all of those guys are working together. You can really see it paying off on the football field, too.
Indeed. All right, let's get to your first point, which is sort of a perfect segue to what you just said. It's paying off, and this running game is paying off. You state, again, Brees who? We have Manungai. Tell me why you are so high on Manungai.
Man, I mean, to see what he's doing on the football field, and he's had a progressive increase in not only touches, but also his ability on the football field. Some of the things that he's doing is really good. I mean, he runs with force, with power. He's like a little miniature juggernaut out there, man. He's running people over, keeps the pile moving, keeps his legs going, driving. That's what you want to see out of your running back. And he's really stepping forward, man. It's nice to see it. I know a few weeks ago, towards the beginning of the year, a lot of people were down on the whole running back room at one point, right? And it was like, we're not going to get nothing done. We need to go get, Brees Hall. We need to go find somebody, this, that, and the third. And it's like, man, Ben Johnson said, he preached patience. He said, be patient with the running game. It's going to come. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We're working on it. It's going to come. And because it has worked out like this, not only with Kyle Manungai, but I said the same thing, was it 2 weeks ago when it came to DeAndre Swift in the game that he had where he stepped up. And it's like these guys are now starting to make plays and they're starting to do things. You got to have 2 running backs in this league nowadays, and it seems like the Bears have that. I think we were nice to stand pat and deal with what we had with the running back room. Ben Johnson was confident in it. I think Ryan Poles was confident in it. And it really helps the fan base and people who follow the Bears to have some faith in Ben Johnson that he knows what he's doing out there, right? Because he said, be patient. And sure enough, it's paying off. And you know what I mean? You see Kyle Manungai, man. It's like, he's got an energy about him. He's got an energy. He's got a little swagger to his game as well. Being a 7th round pick, he's got a little chip on his shoulder there. Nobody wants to go in the 7th round. You always want to go higher, right? So,
Right.
no doubt he's happy to be there, but he's like, yeah, man, I can make some waves in this league as well. So, you know what I mean? It's good to see, man. I like it. I love it.
I I love it too. And this is Coach Ben Johnson talking about Manangai. I think it was earlier today.
I think he took full advantage of the opportunity at hand, him and really Britton as well. Britton did a nice job running the ball also. So I've got a lot of confidence in all those guys, all the runners. I got a lot of confidence in our pass catchers. I think we have the ability to move the ball a number of different ways on offense. Each week's going to have a different story. But yeah, hopefully they feel a little bit of competition amongst themselves to make it clear to the coaching staff that you need to get the ball in my hands, and that's a good thing.
And that's it, right?
Yeah.
Show them that you deserve more playing time. Somebody in the chat said that Kyle should be the number one back. Do you agree with that?
I don't want to go that far. It's one game, right? He's got 68 carries on the season, I believe it is, right? So, you got to have like an extended, a little bit more of a little bit larger sample size quantity, right? So I want to see what he does going forward. But he's off to a good start, man. His rookie year is off to a good start. He's, his average per carry is high. I mean, he's doing everything that you need him to do. He can block, he can catch, he can run the ball. So I don't want to say he should be supplant DeAndre Swift as the number one back, but he definitely should get some touches. And I don't see a problem with him getting 10 to 12 carries per game on top of Swift getting 15 or so.
Yeah, I didn't study the tape, meticulously, but what I saw of Manangai's run blocking, it was really good. In fact, in that Colston Loveland touchdown play, he was lined up to Caleb's left. He went all the way to the right side to pick up not a blitzer, but a defensive back who was the fourth rusher. They dropped one of the defensive linemen back, and he picked them up, and he got some help from the offensive linemen. It showed that he knew what to do, and he accomplished it. So his run blocking appears to be better than good, and that's a great thing on any team, but especially this Ben Johnson offense.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to number 2, which is Colston Loveland was the right pick at tight end. That's not what a lot of people were saying a week ago.
No. a week ago, everybody was like, they were kind of falling away from the Colston Loveland, and he's not really doing anything. But you got to get the guys the ball. You got to get him the ball in situations where he can make some plays. He's one of those tight ends, and I liken him to somebody like Travis Kelce. And what I mean by that is not exact same. I think he's probably faster than Travis Kelce. He's big, but he's a little bit faster. He probably, their games are a little bit similar, but a little bit different as well. But what I liken him to, the reason I liken him to Travis Kelce is because he has wiggle. And that's different for a tight end. Most of the time tight ends are stiff. They don't really move laterally real well. You know what I mean? There's some limitations in because of their size, but this guy, he's got some wiggle, man. He got some agility to him, and you can see it. You can see it on display. I think that's a really good asset to have because he creates nightmare matchups. Matchup nightmares for the defense. Tyler Warren's a good guy. You know what I mean? He's a really good player, but I just feel like the potential for the upside with Colston Loveland is much higher than his, and we can see that in real time with some of the things that he was able to do. That catch at the end, man, he caught the ball and took off and ran it into the end zone. You know what I mean? That's special, man. That type of play doesn't happen for everybody. You have to have some type of special ability to make that to pull it off, So, I mean, I just think he's the right pick. He fits this offense. He fits what Ben Johnson wants to do. And once again, man, we just had to be patient, people. We just had to pump the brakes a little bit. And I understand that Chicago Bears fans, because we've been in this situation for so long, that we're really an impatient fan base. But, when you're dealing with rookies and young guys, you got to let them develop a little bit. And he certainly is doing that.
Yep. And
Yeah, it's well deserved.
this is Ben Johnson talking about Colston receiving the rookie offensive player of the week. No, it wasn't the rookie. It was just the offensive player of the week.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it's well deserved. I thought he came through for us, and it really wasn't the first week that he's done that. We've kind of put him in some positions there throughout the season so far where fourth quarter and we needed to close the game out, and the ball tended to find his hands, and so I think he's that type of guy. I think he's, when called upon, he's going to answer it, and the bigger the moment, I think he's going to rise to the occasion. So he did a great job there last week. I think it's a good stepping stone for us. He's exactly what we thought we were acquiring when we drafted him, and so I'm very pleased with that.
Yeah.
You are so right about having patience. And I frankly I think all 32 teams in the NFL have fan bases that are similar to how Bears fans react. They're impatient. It's a week to week you win. I mean, I read a lot of the Packer fan stuff. Jordan Love a couple of weeks ago, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Last week, Jordan Love was the worst quarterback. These are Packer fans talking. We're gonna do something to quarterback and stuff. And so, it happens. But the reason I bring this up is because you're absolutely right. You got to have patience with these guys. You can't judge Colston Loveland and Ben Johnson based on what other tight ends, other head coaches have done. You got to, learn what it is they're trying to do and give them some time to get it done. And Colston is getting it done. What do you think about this? When Cole Kmet comes back, are we going to see Colston kind of not be used like he was at Cincinnati? It seems like when they've done the 12 packages, the 2 tight end packages, that neither tight end is getting much action. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's, I think they're going to still use it. I think they will utilize it going forward. I mean, you cannot, when you have playmakers on the football field, even Cole, even the play that he caught that pass, that was a great catch that he made where he got injured and suffered a little concussion there. But even Cole is capable of making plays. They can utilize these guys, and the more weapons you have out there at Caleb's disposal, the better the Bears are going to be on an offensive end. So they're going to definitely utilize them. It's just a matter of, does Caleb utilize the tight ends as much as we want him to? I think he needs to use those guys as a security blanket, and I think that he talked about that at post game in the with the post game interview. Him and Colston were standing there, and he even said, Colston said he wants to be used as a security blanket. He wants to be the guy that can bail you out of some situations. And Caleb said, yeah, when you throw him the ball, you get it to him, and good things happen. So the more he sees that, I think the more he'll maybe trust it. It's just something that Caleb didn't do that much in college. He didn't throw the ball to the tight end that often, right? So he's constantly looking for his wide receivers, and this may be a situation where he's kind of turning the page a little bit and trusting, hey, let me go to my tight ends a little bit more and try to get them more involved in the game.
Mm-hmm. J2K says, I hope Ben presses Caleb to throw to Loveland, not just the primary read.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. I see Barlissimo is already talking about your point number 3. Not that he knew that you were going to talk about this guy, but it is Darnell Wright. He is establishing himself as one of the best right tackles. Tell us more.
Yeah, man, I've been saying it for a little while that I think he's one of the best young right tackles in the NFL. And now I just took that young out of there because he is young, but we don't have to throw that caveat out there anymore. He's one of the best right tackles in the NFL. His grade, I think he's top 4, top 3, you know what I mean? In his grade, he's able to push people around. He's able to maul people. He's ready to run block. He's pass blocking. He's doing all the things that you need your right tackle to do, and he's doing it at a very, very high level. And he's getting better and better. I mean, the athleticism. You guys seen the cartwheel he did. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of things that he's doing. I mean, the rival block that he had on Turner, where he took him and just manhandled him, pushed him into the ground. You know what I mean? Buried him. that's what you want to see from your right tackle. That's what you want to see from these guys. They're tough, and putting the wood to people. You know what I mean? Just running people over. I mean, he's outstanding with his run blocking. He's outstanding with his uses of hands. I mean, Bellissimo's talking about it as well. The way he uses his hands and he can fight people on the inside. I mean, he's really good. Placement, you know what I mean? Not getting caught in bad situations with holding calls and things like that. And you constantly, it's hard when you play with a running quarterback or a guy who can scramble and extend plays, because one little move and he runs behind you a certain way, you can be called for holding if your hands are in the wrong spot, right? So Darnell Wright has been, he's remedied some of that, you might say. He's worked on that, I think, and he's becoming really, really good at hiding what he's doing on the football field. I'm just being honest, but that's what you have to do as a offensive lineman. You have to hide the fact that sometimes you are going to hold. Sometimes you get your hands in wrong situations, but you have to hide it, right? So, he's doing a good job of doing that right now, and I like to see him continue to improve, man. He's going to be a good one. And a lot of people got on. We're going to get to that later on. I'm gonna let that slide. We're gonna
get Why don't you get to this? Bellissimo saying, how soon should we extend Darnell Wright? That has to happen, right?
Yeah, it's definitely got to happen. I mean, him playing at such a high level, it's like it's only going to get better. You know what I mean? Like I don't see him falling off the cliff, the cliff of the earth or anything like that when it comes to his skills and ability. So he's going to get better. Coming out of Tennessee, he was outstanding in my opinion. I think there was a really, really good pick by the Bears, and he's living up to that pick right now. So yeah, I would say extend him. And you do it as soon as possible, man. You know what I mean? Because you save money at the end of the day. The longer you wait, the more money you got to pay. So you extend him now, it just tacks on to the contract at the end of his rookie deal. So you still have him through that, and then you tack it on to the end of the rookie deal. So as soon as you're able to extend him, I would try to extend him. Definitely.
Bellissimo adds that we also have to say something nice about the guy next to him. Jonah Jackson started poorly, but he's gotten better every week and was really good this week. Totally agree with that sentiment. All right, let's head over to point number 4. No more excuses, Danikin says. Pass rush must immediately step up. So your patience is done with the pass rush, huh?
Yeah, my patience is done there. I know DA Dennis Allen, he's kind of manufacturing some pressure from different areas, you know what I mean, sending some guys from time to time. You got Brisker that gets in there and does a little bit of, creates some havoc and things like that. And you got some other guys. But I want to see our defensive linemen really step forward and kind of do something. You know what I mean? You gotta have a consistent pass rush. And the reason I say it's so important right now, you can't really be much more patient with the pass rush, is because our secondary is so banged up, man. You know what I mean? We got a lot of guys out on the secondary, and we got a lot of backups playing, man. So they're just not as good as the starters, and we saw that. Joe Flacco put outstanding. They got great receivers, I get it, but 480 yards of passing offense is ridiculous. And that's because you don't make a statuesque, a guy who does not run very well, and Joe Flacco, you don't put enough pressure on him, speed him up, and make life uncomfortable for him in the pocket, right? Even if you're not getting the sacks, man, get pressures, make it uncomfortable. Make him have to get rid of the ball early. That's what we need when we say pass rush. I'm not necessarily looking for somebody to step up and have 12 sacks in the next 5 games or something like that. That's not what we're looking for. We just want consistent pressure, and we want the quarterback to have an uncomfortable time in the pocket, right? Make him make mistakes, because if he's back there and he has plenty of time to throw against a secondary that's completely banged up, more than likely he's going to put up numbers just like Joe Flacco was able to do. So we don't have much time, man. There's no, that's the major concern right now for me, is that pass rush and just creating some type of pressure on a quarterback.
do you think that the new acquisition, Joe Tryon, I'm forgetting his other last name,
Yeah.
but do you think that he is going to help this pass rush at all?
I think for what he didn't have great numbers in Cleveland, of course, right? So everybody's going to look at that and say, this, that, and the third. But you got to figure out how he fits into the defense
Mhm.
that he's going to be playing in Dylan Allen's defense. Dylan Allen likes those bigger guys. He likes a guy that's this guy's 6'5". He's got size, he's got some strength on him, things like that. And he's got some speed. He ran a 4.6, I think it was. Couple of 4.6s,
4.67,
yeah,
yeah.
4.6, 4.67, and a 4.68 at the combine or whatever. So he's got a little bit of speed, you know what I mean? Some things that he can do, and he's a body, man. Like he's going to be a depth piece. He's not going to be a starter. I don't think he's going to be in that type of situation, but he'll be a rotational guy that can come in, create some type of problem if he can, and just add to, what the Bears are trying to do along the defensive line. So. Will he be a major impact player? I don't think so, but he can certainly be a guy that you can throw out there and try to get some stuff going. I'm more interested in what Booker's going to be doing, right?
Mhm.
I'm excited for him. I think he's going to be a good player. I really do. And I think he's going to add something to that defensive line that we haven't seen this season yet. And that's going to also help Montez Sweat. That's going to help the other guys on the defensive line as well. Just having somebody on the other side that's really able to create some problems for somebody. So I'm really excited about that. The new guy, we'll see how it goes. It's a body. It's certainly a player that the Bears can try to get something out of. He's still only 26 years old. So when you have a guy that's young coming into the fold, yeah, maybe the coaching staff and maybe this system is better suited for what he's capable of doing.
Yeah, and I just saw highlights of Joe Tryon, and I'll tell you, in those highlights, he looks like a super high motor guy, a guy who does not quit on the play. If the running back gets past him because he made a mistake or whatever, he's running after that dude at full speed, and that's great to say. I think he's one of those guys that could help, like Montez Sweat, continue his pace. Sweat has 3 sacks in the last 3 games.
Right.
He has definitely looked better than he did all of last season. And last season he was injured and never really looked like himself, or at least looked like he did in 2023 when he first came to the Bears. But it looks like he's getting back to that type of play. And your patience might be over with the pass rush at the right time, because there could be some good things coming, despite the fact that we lost Deo and Grady Jarrett might be lost for the season, because as Bellissimo says, it looks like a one and done for Grady. I think his knee is just not going to hold up much longer. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's a tough situation because he's a good player, man. He's been a consistent player through his career. So, you understand that age and attrition is something that's real. So I don't want to bang on Grady too much. It's hard to see him out there, and like I said, I mean, I think from game 1 he was limping around to me. You know what I mean? I think we sent that in the DM where I was like, man, he just doesn't look healthy, man. He's limping. You could tell he's not feeling really good, and he's been dealing with that the whole season. So it is what it is, and sometimes those things happen.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you, man. It's hard to be critical of Grady, but Father Time, he ain't going to be denied very long.
He ain't undefeated. He is undefeated, I should say.
Exactly. All right, point number 5 is let Ryan Poles cook. All right. Tell me why.
I got this point, man. I just, I'm looking at it, and there was a lot of talk where it's like, Ryan Poles hadn't drafted a Pro Bowler. His draft picks are terrible, blah, 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 this, that, and the third, and so on and so forth. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, we got 5 guys, 5 offensive players that started, that carried us in this game. You got Caleb Williams, of course, Rome Odunze, yes. Darnell Wright, who has been, like I said, I believe he's a top 3 right tackle in the NFL right now. And I think he has the potential to be really good and a Pro Bowl, perennial Pro Bowl player. Then you got Colston Loveland. You got Kyle Monangai, who they found in the 7th round. And they all are contributing, not only contributing, but at times they're carrying this offense. They're carrying their offense. So when I say let Ryan Poles cook, man, maybe we should have a little bit more faith in what he's doing. I mean, maybe he's actually doing some good things out there, and he's drafting some guys. Now, what I've seen, I put that tweet out earlier today where I said, hey, let Ryan Poles cook. Mm-hmm. And I seen a couple of people hop in there and they're like, well, he traded for Chase Claypool, or it's like, man, that's years ago, man. Let that go. It's over with, right? He took a swing and he missed, man. That's what happens, right? You strike out sometimes. And then you got other people that are like, well, that's Ben Johnson. That's Ben Johnson. Draft those guys. I don't want to give him credit, but you want to give him credit for all the bad picks that may happen. So in my opinion, you just have to give the guy a little bit of credit all the way around. We talk about the good, we talk about the bad, we talk about the ugly. But you got to give him credit when things are working out. And to me, to have 5 guys in the last 3 years that are contributing at a very high level, that says you know what you're doing a little bit. You let them work it out. You know what I mean? We got the coaching here and coaching matters, people. We always say that coaching matters in the NFL more so than any other sport, in my opinion, right? I think it's more important to have a good head coach than it is to have a manager in baseball or a head coach in basketball, because a guy in basketball can dominate both ends of the floor if he wants to, like Michael Jordan did, right? He was the best player on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, and he proved it night in and night out. He could make you feel it. You just don't have that in the NFL. You have to have coaching. You have to put together game plans. You have to install, what players do best, so on and so forth. And I think him getting the right coach in here finally and him drafting some of these players that we've drafted, it's working out, man. And it takes a little bit of time. Once again, we're preaching patience, calm down, let guys develop. We can't, have a jury out on them after 3 or 4 games. Same thing with Monangai. I just said, hey, let's take a step back. He did play a really good game, but at the same time, we got to have a bigger sample size, right? So that's the same thing I say with when it comes to guys, in their development. We got to have a sample size and see what these guys are really made of. See if they buy into what the coach is talking about. See if the coach can pull something out of them. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it in live, real-time action right now.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on Poles. My quick history with Ryan Poles is I loved it when he came in and the plan that he set forth, because it was the plan that I basically have been espousing for years and years and years with the Bears. Tear it all down and start from scratch. Yeah. And unfortunately, upper management who hired him didn't respect the idea that you bring in your GM, you allow him to bring in his quarterback and his entire staff. Of course, they brought in the GM when the Bears already had a first-round draft pick at quarterback, so it was a little bit out of sync. But for Poles himself, for him to tear it all down, start to build through the draft, correct the salary cap issues that the team had, get rid of those. That's huge. That's huge. Yeah. It was some of the decisions with player acquisition, and as Dr. Truth says, who was the pro personnel director when we made that trade for Chase Claypool, there were just certain issues with his player transactions that I questioned, and that it was delaying the growth of this team, the rebuild. But he has made some of the decisions that he has made have been grand slams, have been touchdowns, whatever the metaphor, have been fantastic. And it starts, I think, with coaching, because after the GM, the next most important thing is probably, the head coach and maybe the quarterback. And coaching matters, he says. It does. And so he's hit a home run in bringing in Ben Johnson, and the two of them working together appears to be a really good thing, and it could be one of the most formidable GM head coach partnerships in the NFL for the next 10, 15, 20 years, and that would be fantastic.
Yeah, it seems like they're in unison with a lot of things that they're doing. Like I said, Ben Johnson wanted to come to Chicago. He knew Caleb was here. He knew who Ryan Poles was, and he wanted to work with both those guys. So that says something to me. If you trust Ben Johnson so much, then you should also trust a little bit that he has a feel for a GM a little bit, right? So, and I could be wrong on that. But here's the other thing that I want to throw out there, just to say one thing about it. Some of the things that Ryan Poles did, I didn't agree with either, right? I felt like at times he was doing things, making it look like he was trying, all the while tanking or tearing down. Because I understand that's what happens in the NFL. And to keep your fan base engaged, you got to act like you're doing something, but you might not really be doing all that much. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I think that's what he did. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at the time. I still don't really like it because I think it's an insult to people who watch football sometimes to make believe like you're doing something or you're trying to make these things happen. And it is what it is. I don't think any of the things that he did set us back. Now, I go to the previous GM, like a Ryan Pace. There are things that he did that set us back. Trading away picks, the Robert Quinn deal. I mean, all of the things that he did, to me, it set us back years sometimes, right? I don't think Poles has done that. I think Poles has been flexible. Yeah, he traded away a second-round pick for Claypool. You know what I mean? But it didn't set us back. It didn't kill us because he was able to go back and recoup some other picks with other deals, right? So, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because it wasn't a detriment to the team, in my opinion.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. When he first came in, giving the impression, I mean, he was asked a question at his opening press conference, are you going to be able to compete in your first year? And there was a slight little pause, and he says, yeah, of course. And I was like, dude, no. If you're going to, destroy the get rid of players who have these big fat contracts, you're going to lose talent. You're going to trade Khalil Mack, and you're going to make all these moves. You're not going to compete in your first year. Tell it to us straight. All of us fans are big boys. Tell us.
Right.
We're rebuilding. If we come out with a winning record, it will be great. But I'm also asking fans to be patient because we're going to build something for sustained success, not just try to win one championship and then get back to the bottom. All right. I see Tooch is ready to go. Let's play our open. It's 5 minutes long, so that gives us all a chance to run to the washroom real quick, and we'll be ready to talk about Bears football, Bears state of affairs. We got a media mash. We got a new song from Zim. We've got tons of stuff. Fitz is calling in from Arkansas, so he's going to spend just a few minutes with us, but he's got a really great restaurant review that I think you guys are all going to be excited, and it all starts after this.
We are the bearer of Bears News, the Ballroom Network.
When the offense is on the field and you have a lead, I don't want another phase to get on the field after that. I want to finish the game with the football.
The following is rated TV MALSV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Timmy, go to bed now. There's a Chicago Bears podcast. Unlike most others, a bunch of guys on the broadcast acting much like brothers. This is Spare Their Souls, uncensored with no control.
They go end around. Moore's going to toss it and into the end zone to a wide open Williams.
This is Spare Their Souls, with some likable a-holes. This is Spare Their Souls. Spare their souls.
Section in a short field. Looks like we got a double pass. They get it back into the hands of Williams.
Let me hear you guys. Let's go.
Or the clock is running. Williams slings it. Williams. Loveland bangs off his man. He's going to score.
Home.
Colston Loveland in a jaw dropper. 58 yards on the catch and run from the rookie.
Here we go. Good for the bad. Good for the bad. Never let it rest. Never let it rest. Good get better. You better get better. You better get better. You better get better. Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bears.
This is Spare Their Souls. Spare their souls.
It's a good team coming on in here. I know what their record says, and I know I've been saying that for feels like the past few weeks, but you talk about a really talented group.
As player to player as it gets, I mean, they're up there with the top of the league of athleticism, strength and speed, finesse moves, all these different things. So it's a great challenge for us.
Since they made the quarterback change, you can tell he's really given them a spark. Their offense can score some points, and they have playmakers. And then defensively, this you could argue this is the best defensive front that we've seen so far.
They got great players on the back end also, but the strength of this team is probably up front, just with the draft capital and all these things that they've spent on that over the past couple of years.
And I know the guys are going to be ready for this challenge, but really a halfway point of the season was this last week, and so we're excited about what November and December have to hold. This is really where teams start to separate themselves.
Thank you, everyone, for the compliments about the Open. I really enjoy working on those. Joining Danikin and me now is Johnny Santucci, who we love for so many different reasons, but also because of his history in the porno.
You're Miss Tooch in the porno biz, especially the giant loads of jizz.
Oh, shut up. The thing goes on and on forever. Tooch, how are you? And don't forget to unmute. Uh-oh. He's looking for the mute button.
There it is. Command D.
All right, brother.
Doing all right. I missed a couple shows over the weekend. I had to do the...
Oh, let me get it close up.
wow.
Hold on.
I had to do the magazine, so I was up all night.
Nice.
Saturday night.
That is a great cover photograph.
Yeah.
So is that out on newsstands now?
Yep, it's out on the newsstands. Yeah, if the Dodgers won, I was working all night. If the Blue Jays won, I would have slept and worked the next morning for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it was the first time daylight savings time worked against me, Aldo. I get an extra hour of sleep. It was an extra hour of work.
Funny how that works, right? Oh, that is a great. So it was just that issue, or was there another publication that you were also working on?
That's the only one for the Dodgers. I was doing the Blue Jays one,
right.
But that one gets killed,
right.
If they lose. So
do you still have what they would have put on the cover, or they never got to that point?
Just digitally, and I think they might release it digitally. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to also do a digital version for the Blue Jays.
Right.
I remember them talking about it, but yeah. Yeah, went trick or treating, man. I love it when the neighbors give out adult tricks or treats.
That's hilarious.
Houses that got the little fireball, man. Yeah,
that is wild.
Kids on Friday. Yeah.
So are any of your kids drunk right now? Because they might have got their hands in on some fireballs too.
Yeah, it was fun though. I went to this great house that had, it was like Beetlejuice themed. And they had a life-size, full-size animatronic Beetlejuice.
Nice.
And scared the crap out of my 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And then when you went to the door, you couldn't get all the way up the door. It was like, their little walkway from the front door. And they had like some kind of like contraption, and it would like a ball. They roll this ball down, and it would go through all these little things and then spit out at the end into a little, area where the kids could grab and it was like,
awesome.
You break it open, there was all candy and little toys in there. It was like,
so cool. I gotta get me one of those.
I was like, damn, they never had a Halloween house like that when I was a kid.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I was driving to my daughter's house in the middle of last week, and there was a house that had a 20-foot tall skeleton, and this thing looked really spooky. I was like, the way they positioned it in the house, the way the house is positioned and it was kind of in the cul-de-sac, right in the middle of the cul-de-sac. And so the big skeleton is surrounded by homes and stuff. It was really creepy looking, man.
I love when people go all out for that stuff, and you take the kids there, and like there were some houses that went all out. It was fantastic.
Oh, cool. Danikin, you dress up the house during Halloween holiday?
No, I didn't do none of that stuff.
Nope. What about your son?
I wasn't even at home. I was out.
Oh, okay. Did your son dress up?
We didn't do none of that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, man. But he dresses up all the time, man. I mean, he runs around the house in the Spider-Man outfit all the time.
I love it. Tooch, you got a bear state of affairs for us?
Yeah. How could I not have a Bears state of affair after this crazy ass game, man? That's the craziest game I've ever seen by the Bears, man. I'll get into it. Danikin and I are going to hit I'll hit some of the same points. As usual, Danikin and I are on the same wavelength with some of the important points from Sunday. Mm-hmm. But yeah, crazy ass game.
Well, let's get to it. Let's roll that open. It goes something like this.
It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs. He got nothing but truth bombs about the Bears. He tells it like it is and always has, with no agenda, just a little pizza. Sit back, light it up, and crack open a beer. It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs. State of Affairs. It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs. State of Affairs. It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs. State of Affairs.
State of Affairs 2025 NFL season. Week 10, what's happening, Barflies?
Yeah!
Woo-hoo, yeah, well, it's time to check in with the Bears after they played their 8th game of the season on Sunday in Cincinnati against the Bengals. And as usual, I asked Grok to paint us a picture, Aldo.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, get that kitty.
He's getting bloodier and bloodier.
Yeah, it was a Bears victory. Yeah, after beating the Bengals, Bears record now stands at 5-3, man. Woo, which, coincidentally, that's the same record as the Lions, man. Woo,
Right.
Yeah, crashing that NFC North party, Danikin. Woo. Yeah, man, this victory, it wasn't easy. It was a real barn burner, man. A thrilling 47-42 come from behind Bears victory that saw a total of 7 lead changes in the game. Yeah, roller coaster season's in full effect, Zim. Woohoo!
Zim's back there somewhere.
Yeah, how crazy was this game? Ooh, there was 1,071 total combined yards of offense, 89 points scored, and Caleb Williams became the first player in NFL history with at least 275 passing yards, 50 rushing yards, and 20 receiving yards in a single game, man.
I love it.
Yeah, not only that, but Williams became the first starting quarterback with 2 receptions in a game since Baltimore Colts quarterback George Taliaferro in 1953. Yeah, he also caught a touchdown pass. Yeah, in all, Williams finished with 280 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 54 yards rushing, and 22 yards receiving, man. He was trying to fill every box on the stat sheet, Aldo.
The W.
Yeah. Yes, may have been the craziest Bears game I've ever watched. Yeah, the last 2 minutes and 15 seconds of the game, it was absolutely insane with the back and forth game going down to the wire. Yeah, Bengals scored 2 touchdowns in 71 seconds to take a 42-41 lead. Yeah, they recovered an onside kick to set up the second touchdown. Yeah, but with 54 seconds left on the clock, Caleb Williams took over for one last nerve-wracking drive from his own 28-yard line. Yeah, 14-yard scramble on 3rd and 10 with 35 seconds left gave the Bears a first down, and with 25 seconds left, Williams hit Colson Loveland for a 58-yard touchdown, with Loveland outracing the Bengals defense to the end zone. Yeah, they forgot how to tackle on that one, though.
Sure did.
Yeah, it was almost too much excitement for Grizzled Bowl Bears fans like the barkeeper and me. Yeah, and it felt like I aged 10 years after the game, Aldo.
That's me on the right, for sure.
Yeah, just to illustrate how crazy it was. Well, things didn't start out all that great for the Bears. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Bengals kick returner Charlie Jones took the opening kick back 98 yards for a touchdown. Yeah, after that, the Bears and Bengals racked up over 1,000 yards of offense. Yeah, but Jones' kick return really highlighted the problems in the Bears' kick coverage teams. Yeah, the Bengals racked up 297 yards and a touchdown on 8 kickoff returns for a 37.1 yard average. Yeah, add in the onside kick that led to the Bengals' go-ahead score. And the Bears' dismal performance on special teams had Bears fans pondering one question. Mm-hmm. Yeah, have Richard Hightower's special teams unit ever been above average? Yeah. Anyway, you look at it this season, Hightower's special teams unit hasn't been good, better, or best. Yeah, could have Ben Johnson and the Bears be contemplating an offseason change at the coordinator position? Yeah, and what has become a weekly occurrence, this game also featured some terrible calls on officiating.
Oh, there's my drop.
Those officials really fucked up some calls. Now I listen to John while I play with my balls.
Yeah, the Bears should have sealed the game after Tremaine Edmonds' pick 6, but another dubious officiating call brought the ball back and allowed the Bengals to rally for their late lead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the real story of this game was the coming out party for the 2 Bears rookies who helped contribute to the Bears' offensive explosion. I call it rookie-gasm, Aldo. Yeah, rookie-gasm, man. Yeah, the Bears probably don't win this game without major contributions from both Colston Loveland and Kyle Monangai. Yeah, rookie tight end Colston Loveland had 6 catches for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the game winner on his way to being named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Yeah, with 118 receiving yards, Loveland became the first Bears rookie tight end with 100 receiving yards in a game since Mike Ditka in 1961. Yeah, and for those of you who thought the Bears drafted the wrong tight end, hey, Greg Banks has got you covered, man.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow, pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Bears rookie running back Kyle Monangai, making his first NFL start, he racked up 26 carries for 176 yards and 3 catches for 22 yards. Yeah, rookie having 29 touches for 198 total yards in his first NFL start may seem crazy until you remember that Monangai led the Big Ten in rushing in 2023 and finished second in 2024.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bears fans might not remember, but last season, the Bears traded running back Khalil Herbert to the Bengals for his 2025 7th-round draft pick. And then the Bears used that 7th-round pick on Monangai, who then ran all over the Bengals in his first NFL start, Aldo.
John, you're turning me on.
All right.
Yeah, we call that irony. Yeah. In fact, Kyle Monangai only has 125 less rushing yards than Ashton Genty this season.
Wow.
But in 56 less carries. Yeah, a testament to Ryan Pohl's job in rebuilding the Bears' offensive line.
Nice.
The rookies were damn good on Sunday. Yeah, the rookies were damn good on Sunday. Colston Loveland's 118 receiving yards and Monangai's 176 rushing yards have made them the first pair of rookies in NFL history. Yeah, in NFL history ever to get 100 or more receiving yards and 175 or more rushing yards in the same game. Sunday's game was full of offensive fireworks for both teams.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, the Bears 576 yards of offense versus the Bengals. That was the 6th most in club history, and the most since they had 594 yards in a 61-7 victory over Green Bay on December 7th, 1980. Yeah, the Bears also had 5 touchdown drives of 70 or more yards in a game for the first time in the Super Bowl era. Yeah, the Bears put up 47 points on Sunday. Last time the Bears scored more than 40 points was December 27th, 2020 against the Jaguars. Yeah, and Sunday's game against the Bengals was the first time in Bears history the Bears gave up 40 or more points and won the game. Yeah, let me break this down for you, Aldo.
Please do.
Yeah, Ben Johnson effect is real. Yeah, it took Matt Eberflus 24 games to win 5 games as head coach of the Bears. It only took Ben Johnson 8 games to do the same. Yeah, he's got the Bears offense headed in the right track. Yeah, he's got it turned around in half a year. Yeah, Bears are now 6th in points per game, 3rd in yards per game, 2nd in rush yards per game, and 7th in total yards of offense. Yeah, nothing can distract this man, Aldo. Yeah, not even the buttocks of a Bengals cheerleader. Yeah.
It distracted me.
Hey, look at that from our guy Fitz. Yeah, and Johnson's totally locked in. Yeah, if we could just get the defense to follow suit, that's Bears state of affairs, fellas. Yeah.
Oh, John, you're too much, too much, too much. Oh, John, hen.
John, you're on a roll. You on a roll, on a roll. Do you think of this stuff when you're on the toilet bowl? When you're on a roll, it gets me thinking and singing. You just know how to let us who is sinning.
Great job there, Johnny Santucci. And look who has joined us, Ryan Zimmerman. What's happening, brother? You gotta unmute.
I'm muted.
Oopsies. $1 in the mute jar.
Well, every once in a while I do that. Not as often as some folks around here, but
that would be me. Or Tooch. Zim, I heard you. I saw you hearing Tooch's state of affairs. You have any questions or anything you want to challenge him?
Playing Pokemon?
No, not this week. Not this week. No, great little bit about the kick or the kick return for touchdown, the special teams needing to tighten up and everything. I literally, I've been doing songs weekly to kind of track the progress of the team. I wrote a song about this in preseason week 2. That is how long we've been noticing some kick return issues with this team. So, I mean, it's definitely been problematic from the start. It's crazy to me that Richard Hightower kept his job among all the firings that happened last year. When you consider that his units were never particularly average, I don't even want to say above average. I don't even know that they were average at any point. The Bears really seem to have a struggle getting this new kick return under control. And weirdly enough, their numbers were better with Jake Moody as a kicker than with Cairo Santos. So those 2 games where Moody was kicking, their kick return coverage was better. And it makes you wonder, like, why that is. Like, what happened? Did it have better hang time? Did it have better depth? What exactly was it? I've always wondered why Torrey Taylor's not the guy doing the kickoffs. He's a bigger body, and he's played Australian rules football. He knows how to get down and dirty. To me, he has a bigger leg. Like, to me, he did kickoffs in college. He's the guy. So,
and he's accurate too.
He is. So I've always wondered that one. I don't get it. Aside from that, man, I mean, I agree with a lot of things. I already had a lot of things bookmarked that you touched on. This O-line group on Sunday allowed the interior of the offensive line, that's Tooney, Dahlman, and Jackson, the 3 new guys, each allowed 0 pressures, 0 hits, 0 hurries. That is as dominant of a day as you can have. I heard Danikin talking on the pre-show about Darnell Wright being one of the best offensive tackles in the league. He absolutely is. And it helped contribute to that 280-plus yard day on the ground. Manungai clearly belongs. When he was drafted, people tried to sell us as, this is a really talented class. This guy's like a baby Genty. And like,
he is.
That was really accurate.
Yep.
He did some
Same
things.
Size.
That last big run he had in the game where he cut back twice, 2 different times, and kept cutting around. DeAndre Swift doesn't make that play. David Montgomery doesn't make that
I think
play.
he's faster than his time speed. His game speed is faster.
Yes.
To me, he looks plenty fast in the game. He may have ran a 4.6 40 or whatever, but he's plenty fast.
And like, as long as we're acknowledging some good Ryan Poles wins here, the trade deadline just passed. I kind of thought you were going to hit on that a little more, Tooch, but it's totally okay because that gives us more to talk about now. Because I think it was actually a good thing that he didn't make any serious splash moves. They really easily could have, but this team is not a player away from winning the whole thing. If this team wins the whole thing, like, it's because of fate or whatever. Like, it is the cosmos aligning to make it happen. So there's no point in going out and trading that 2nd round pick for Jermaine Johnson. For everybody pissed that the Bears didn't make a move yesterday, I want to say 2 words to you: Chase Claypool.
The guy they did pick up, aside from being a guy that Aldo will never be able to pronounce his last name, but he's got a raw athletic score of 9.29.
Yeah,
which is a really high score, man. Bears, Ryan Pace and Ryan Poles are into this RAS. This is we had Math Bomb on, didn't we all know a long time ago?
Kent Flatty actually worked for the ballroom.
Yeah. We had him on too on 100 Proof, I think, way back.
Absolutely, yes.
This is his, breakdown of Joe Tryon. So I mean, highly regarded prospect, was a 1st round draft pick, albeit the last pick in the draft, but still a first-round pick. Had some decent numbers with Tampa Bay. Like Greg Gabriel said, he played. He was on the field on a Super Bowl winning team on a playoff. Was able to get some. Didn't play much with the Browns, but I mean, there's some really good players on that Browns defense.
Did anybody else like kind of shit your pants for a second when you saw Bears trading for Browns defensive end and then read the name?
It's not Myles Garrett. What? Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I think that was a decent pickup. Like I said, it's a depth piece. You got Austin Booker coming back, and I'm really high on Austin Booker. So I think he's
bodies.
Step
I
in
wish
there.
we didn't lose Tano Passignon. I mean, I guess we could sign him back to the active roster from the Colts practice squad if we wanted to, and maybe they will do that.
But he has to be on the active roster.
Yeah, he has to be on the active roster, and it's a body. And I mean, maybe Joe Tryon-Shoyinka is going to be the guy that they'll need, that then they need, and they don't need Passignon. But getting back to the field goal, here's some field goal facts from Nicholas Mariano. Since 1948, the Bears have had only 2 field goals over 55 yards, both by Robbie Gould.
I was there for one of them.
Yep, 12-11, 2011 at Broncos, 57-yard field goal, and ironically against the Bengals, a 58-yard field goal. So, yeah, it's been a long time since the Bears have had anyone that could kick over 54 yards.
It's not easy kicking in Chicago. That's not one.
No,
that's a big thing, right?
Well, look at the records for Soldier Field.
We've also had, just like I said, Cairo. I like Cairo, but he doesn't have a large. He doesn't kick the ball far, man. It's just he doesn't have a powerful leg to me. So there's a little bit left to be desired there. Tooch, I want to say, and I think somebody mentioned it in the comment section too. That little piece that you gave about the trade that the Bears were able to do, where they sent Herbert for a 7th round pick, and then Bears used this 7th round pick from another guy who turned around and ran for 176 yards on the team that's pretty awesome. I like that. I like that. Love it.
Yep.
That was dope.
I had to get that in there, man. It's so ironic,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think lost in the shuffle, and I know there was a sort of a kerfuffle on X regarding Rome Odunze and his dad. But Rome Odunze was going up arguably one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, DJ Turner, and he had him locked down. But, man, the Bears fired back at Rome's dad, was like showing clips of Rome blocking, and it was like Selfless was the title of the video. I don't know if you guys caught that, but, man, Rome threw some amazing blocks. They wouldn't have ran for all those yards without the wide receivers and tight ends blocking as well as they did.
He only had 3 targets in the game, but 2 of them hit him in both hands. So I only feel so bad for him at that point. I
don't feel bad for him at all. I mean, we won the game at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you got to understand the way football goes. And Ben Johnson said this, I think, in the clip that you posted earlier, or that we played earlier, Aldo, where guys are going to have different roles from week to week. It depends on what the game plan is. He's not giving, he's not saying that that's what Rome's idea was or anything like that. But he's saying, like, you look at Colston, you look at guys like Manungai, they get these opportunities. It creates competition in the locker room. It creates competition on the football field. And then based on what those guys are going out there doing, they're going to have different and specific roles. And it may not be Rome this week, but it may be Colston. It may be Manungai. It may be DJ Moore. You got weapons everywhere, man. People just have to understand that and respect it. I understand that Rome's dad is, he wants his son to do well, but at the end of the day, the team, the logo is what's most important, not somebody's stats.
Yep.
Yeah, DJ Turner had him locked down. When I watched the game a second time, I was like, damn, the guy was all over him.
What do you, Danikin? So people are calling for a special teams coach, Richard Hightower, to be fired. I first of all, it's not going to happen. Not in the middle of the season. Maybe after the season. I do think that Ben, in his very candid way, has been talking to Hightower and saying we need to improve this because this is, And so, what are your thoughts about Hightower? What he has done in the past, where he is at now, and does he have a future in Chicago?
I mean, I thought he was decent for a lot of what he was doing before. I think it's something's missing here, man, because I said it weeks ago. I remember when the Bears, there was a game. What was it? Was it the Raider game, or it was one of the games? But the Bears had gone down. Caleb drove them down. They scored a touchdown, and then on the ensuing kickoff, they gave up, the ball to the 50-yard line. The guy ran it back to the 50 or 45-yard line or whatever it was. And it's just like those types of things can't continue to happen, and they're continuing to happen time and time again. Right. I understand the whole. The kickoff, you want guys to run the ball back, you kick it in that zone or whatever. But, man, we got to have better coverage. We got to have something has to be done. And he has to get that squared away, because when you're constantly working with a short field, man, the defense doesn't want to go out there and give up, be in field goal range, 10 yards, give up a first down and you're in field goal range already. You're giving up points, So.
J2K says Hightower is one of the best special teams coaches in the NFL. He's well known and why Ben kept him, but this has been a bad year. Well, I'll challenge you a little on that. I mean, last year was a bad year too. The Hail Mary game is, that whole that their special teams in that game was part of the reason I think that we lost part of it. There were some games last season that Hightower had me questioning him, that some of the players didn't know certain rules and they got bit in the ass and so forth. I like the guy. I listened to all his press conferences. I would hate to see him lose his job, but first and foremost, I want him to find a solution to what's going on, and we can be proud of our special teams play. Zim, but did you say earlier that you wouldn't mind seeing him fired midseason?
Zim wants him gone now.
I mean, I made some comments on Sunday about how he shouldn't be getting on that plane again.
Jeez.
I just
walk home.
It's been subpar, and it has been for multiple years. Like you said, like push comes to shove, and it doesn't matter what your reputation is. It matters what your performance is. And his performance hasn't been good. And is that a result of the players that he's got on the field? Like, it's hard to say, but I mean, other teams are getting just as good, if not better, with lesser on the roster. Yeah. So,
well, we'll see. I think the acquisition of Joe Tryon is also partly because of what he can do on special teams.
Well,
go ahead.
And to continue on that, not only will he add to the special teams, but Amen Agbangbamaya, is that correct?
Yep.
I don't remember his last name. Okay. He is coming back off of IR this week. He will be a huge help to that coverage unit, where some of these other guys can get more into their natural positions. Noah Sewell also won't be playing 1 million snaps a game anymore and playing special teams, which is also helping. So, things like that. Now, along the special teams discussion, I just found this and I had to share it. Caleb caught a lot of heat for his comment when they drafted Torrey Taylor, saying you won't be punting much here, only to lead the league in punting last year.
and punt attempts,
through 8 games this season, the Bears have punted 26 times. That is the lowest amount in the Super Bowl era. The Bears have punted through 8 games.
Whoa, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty.
Caleb, never wrong, just early.
I like that. That's a good saying. I think that the more and more we go along, this offense is just going to continue to get better. We're just scratching the surface of what this offense is going to be like in December. I think there's a really good chance that this offense is going to explode. And part of the reason why I say that is because they're doing something that I've been begging young quarterbacks to do with the Bears for years now, and that is run with the ball more. Early in your career, if you've got the athleticism to take off and go, and he did that a lot on Sunday. Yep. This is what he said about it.
My legs can be dangerous in any moment, but definitely in key moments. And so, when they cover the guys down, don't always have to scramble and just do those cool plays and things like that. On scramble drill, go get the yardage, get down, live to fight for another down. When the big shots come, or anything like that, the completions, checkdowns, whatever, just make them and keep the team moving.
I like to hear him say that.
Right? You know how hard it is if you're an athlete and you've done all these Superman things in college and high school, and you come into the NFL and you want to do it. You want to scramble around back there and then throw that 60-yard pass downfield, wins the game and so forth. You want to do that in the NFL to show that you could do that same thing at the highest level. But may not work. And so what can work is you taking off and using that athleticism in a different way. And so I applaud the guy for getting it and talking about it. And hopefully he will unleash that weapon more often when needed.
Yeah,
and I like it because it was truthful, though. I mean, he was truthful with it because he said, you like to be back there and do some of those cool plays. So he likes doing that. We know that he likes doing that. And it's something that I've said for a time, for a little while, that, hey, that's what he likes to do. He wants to make the off-balance throw. He wants to make the highlight package, you know what I mean? And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. When you're playing a game, it's a game that you love to play. Everybody wants to, do the MJ fadeaway or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You want to look cool doing
it. Thing.
Yep. But at the same time, he's saying, yeah, while I do want to make some of those plays, I also understand that, hey, take what the defense gives me, run if I need to, because there are plays that he has not run where he had open field, got a first down or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So him recognizing that, I think the coaching staff is helping him recognize that. Then I think that's gonna be good for his development too.
The Ravens game, he didn't run when he could have a few times, but 54 seconds left on the clock. 2 incompletions, 3rd and 10. He scrambled for 14 yards to get in position to make that big throw to Colson Loveland, and he hit him right.
And I didn't think he would do that. I didn't think he was going to scramble for that.
And then he hit Colson Loveland right at they had where the field goal line was drawn, but they didn't because Colston broke through. That was a shitty tackle by the Bengals. I don't remember the safety's name. He just put his shoulder into him, man. Of course, but Loveland showed off some speed. He was running deep cross against the cornerback a few times. I think there was a Ben Johnson's show with Luke Canellis. I think Luke Canellis.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they saw on tape that Colston was out running some quarterbacks, so they drew up, they split him out there and let him run some fly patterns and got him the ball. But those plays where the quarterback scrambles and moves the chains are just backbreaking for a defense. Because I remember Bill Belichick would talk about, ironically, Joe Flacco doing that when he was with the Ravens against the Patriots. He would talk about how good Flacco was at just moving the chains with his legs. I mean, Flacco, I don't know how old Flacco is. He can still play, man. His arm is still strong. He's still processing the game at a fast level. And he may not run anymore, but he's still, I mean, he gave everything he had. Threw for 470 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he knows defenses so well. And so I think it was Berlissimo and somebody else, J2K maybe, were in the chat during Danikin's 5 points that Flacco, Kurt Warner was saying that Flacco knew everything the Bears were running because he's seen everything. And even Dennis Allen, who is great at disguising defenses, with some of these guys, you can do all the disguising you want, but the Flaccos and the Bradys, those guys who have seasons and seasons, they're going to read it so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, number 5 on the Bengals made some just amazing athletic plays. He took a shot too from Jaquan Brisker, held onto the ball. T was amazing, man. You thought the ball was broken up or intercepted by Wright, and Higgins comes down with it for the touchdown. And then
that was amazing right there.
Caught one.
I'm not sure what Wright wound up doing on that play.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing either, but
I mean, he was in position. It was just a great play, man. That dude made a great catch.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, in the last 2 minutes, Higgins caught one on the sidelines for a first down that kept their drive moving, and Jaquan Brisker lit him up, man. He had a hard time getting up after that shot, but he held on to the ball. Man, this was some amazing individual plays by Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
So, does this performance by Flacco change anybody else's perception of Joe Burrow?
No,
I don't know. Does Burrow have the game knowledge that Flacco has? No. But Joe Burrow's a hell of an athlete and has a hell of an arm too.
Yeah.
He'll get there.
You wonder, like, would the Bengals win this game with Joe Burrow? Like, I don't necessarily think so. Like, I don't think the quarterback was the difference, despite the fact that Flacco had a career day throwing for nearly 500 yards.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Burrow would have thrown
in the last.
for
You gotta think about this too, though. In the last 2 seasons, you know who's scored 35 or more points and lost the most? The Cincinnati Bengals. So whether they have Joe Flacco or Joe Burrow, they're scoring the points. They just can't stop anybody. And that's been their problem for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
When you're scoring 35, 40 points and giving up more and losing ball games, that's not the offense's problem.
Yeah, they got rid of Lou Anarumo before the season. I forget where he's coaching now, but the longtime defensive coordinator of the Bengals, and a pretty good one too. I mean, he hasn't had a lot to work with, to be honest. Right. But this year, I mean, look,
I think they lost 6 games.
It's the worst defense in the NFL. It's
Yeah. Oh, by a long shot too. It's not particularly close.
Yeah, don't look like they want to be out there. But I mean, it was one of the most wildest games I've ever watched as a Bears fan.
It was crazy. I don't know the last time I saw, and this was my favorite part of the game, and I haven't heard anybody else give praise where it's due on this, which is crazy to me. The Bears scored 47 points on offense.
Yeah.
None of those points came from special teams or from return, or well, I guess that'd be special teams, but none of it came from special teams or defense. That was a legitimate offensive performance. Like, and I don't know the last time we saw that from the Bears. I genuinely can't think of one in my head where they scored 40 or more points without help from the defense or special teams.
Yeah, the last time they scored 40 points, I think I had it was against the Jaguars. And let me go back and look.
Would that have been the Mitch game where he threw 6 touchdowns?
20. That was against the
no, that was the Buccaneers. Yeah. Different Florida team.
Shout out to Will.
That was 2018 too, I think. The last time the Bears scored more than 40 points, December 27, 2020 against the Jaguars. So I'd have to go back and look at that game.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and one of the questions that I had for you guys is, at this 5-3 record, when you look at it, is any part of it deceiving? You know, because we've seen so many teams, and even Bears teams over the years. You know, I've seen more Bears football than any of you guys because of my age. But there have been times where the record was deceiving. It could be that they have a losing record, but they're really a better team. I saw a lot of Bears teams like that, or vice versa. At 5-3, is this Bears team record a little deceiving? Let's go around the horn. Zim, what do you think?
No, I think if you look at this team and you hear 5-3, you'd probably go, that's about right. They're a little better than 500. They're definitely more good than bad, but they're not a juggernaut. They're not like somebody to be scared of. And like, that's what 5-3 says to me. So no, I think 5-3 is absolutely where this team should be, all things considered. Honestly, like I'd be willing to say deceiving at 6-2, but 5-3 feels about right. This team is still young. They're gonna lose a game or two that they shouldn't lose.
Yeah, I think this they beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. They lost
except
some
for
games
Minnesota week 1.
They lost some games that they shouldn't have lost. In my opinion, they shouldn't have lost to Minnesota. They shouldn't have lost to the Ravens, right? But at the same time, you know, you look at this squad and you say, okay, they're the games that they won, and we have battled through a lot of injuries. On the defensive side of the ball, they are decimated, right? Defensively, guys are banged up, guys are in and out of the lineup, guys are, you know, you got your top 3 cornerbacks missing. You know what I mean? It just, you know, so it speaks to me and it says this team is better than what the 5-3 record is, in my opinion, because I believe that once the defense gets fully healthy, if they're ever able to, then I think games will be a little bit different. But the concerning part of it was that week 8 loss to the Ravens to me, because it was just like you're not supposed to lose that game, not to a backup quarterback, not to a team that's reeling, that's 1-5. You step on that squad. And so the Bears are a learning squad when it comes to doing things like that. And that's what they have to learn. That's the next step, you might say, is beating up on a team when they're down, taking full advantage of them, not playing down to their level.
By the way, a quick promo just to say that I'm going to be over at Bears Country Productions tomorrow with Mr. Shorty and his crew. And also joining me is going to be Sanjan, if you remember Sanjan from the old days, and a guy we know under the name Dan Aguirre.
That's I got to tune in.
It'll be Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, I want to say. And so it should be fun. We'll see if Dan Aguirre gets into an argument with Mr. Shorty, because I think Shorty pissed on his lawn or something like that.
The upcoming games worry me in some respects. Bears were able to beat the Bengals because the Bengals defense is not good, and their offense is very good, the Bengals. Some of the teams that have very good offenses also have good defenses. That's what worries me, that the Bears may not be able to keep up with some of these, maybe or stop on defense some of the other teams. I think the improvement we need to see needs to come on the defensive side of the ball. But getting back to that 41-17 Bears versus Jacksonville, December 27, 2020, it was Mitch Trubisky versus Mike Glennon. I don't remember this game.
Ooh, I do.
265 passing yards from Mitch Trubisky versus 211 passing yards from Mike Glennon.
Wow.
Yeah, leading rusher was David Montgomery for the Bears, and the leading receiver was Allen Robinson, at 10 catches for 103 yards. And Cairo Santos was still playing, man. Yeah, Jimmy Graham had a 5-yard touchdown pass from Trubisky. Yeah, because Cairo Santos has been with us that long, huh?
Wow.
Yes, well, he was with us for a short, brief while. He got injured, went away, and then came back.
And then he came back. Okay,
that's how I remember it.
Yeah, I forgot who was interim.
Yeah, that's a good question.
What's his name?
I can't remember.
Forgot the guy's name.
Come on,
Pinheiro was before Santos, right?
Yes.
Pinheiro. Okay.
Who's playing well now somewhere?
San Francisco.
Yeah,
San Francisco.
Man,
who was it?
Man, I forgot his name.
I know they brought in Badgley for that one game, and the dude went crazy.
The chat room says it was Pinheiro in between Santos, Pinheiro, Santos.
Yeah, maybe it was Pinheiro.
I guess.
Anyways, I can't believe we're talking special teams for more than 5 minutes.
Nugent? Mike Nugent was there for a while. Connor Barth. Connor Barth. I remember that. Made us Connor Barth all over ourselves.
Oh, wait, wasn't it Parkey?
Parkey was before that.
Parkey was before Santos. Okay.
Yeah.
Connor Barth. It was definitely Connor Barth for a little while. I distinctly remember him. Oh, my God.
Hey guys, we were talking.
My legs can be dangerous.
We were talking about Cal Monangai and his fantastic performance. I wanted to get you guys.
He's got the same birthday as me, Aldo.
Does he really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
when is your birthday?
June 6th.
Oh shit! I always miss your birthday, man. Every year.
That's all right.
Anyway, I love this soundbite from Cal Monangai talking about the last play to Lovely.
Yeah, I mean, that touchdown Colson scored, I'm glad I wasn't mic'd up. I was probably sounding like a little girl there running down the field. I was screaming, a lot of emotion, but, games like this, that's what you play at this level for, exciting moments like that. So, yeah, it was fun.
What was your perspective? He took a pretty big hit before he scored that touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, he made a guy miss and was able to outrun him to the end zone. So, props to him. 2 touchdowns, got his first one, too.
First of all, the guy has such a great radio voice, the deep voice and stuff. I would pay $100 to hear him scream like a girl.
Why they gotta do him dirty like that, though? I get that he's only 5'8", but they gotta have him up at the mic like this.
Somebody in the communications team just needs to tell me you can bring the mic down a little.
Yeah, man.
One of the Bengals safeties whacked him too in the game, went on a 3-yard run. Monangai didn't see him. He came around to block and bam.
Ooh, missed that.
Yeah.
Missed that. Do you think that Monangai, when Swift is 100%, you think Monangai is going to get more reps?
I would like to see equal reps and more short yardage attempts for Monangai.
I'd love to see him used very similarly to how Gibbs and Montgomery are used a little further north.
We also have a little something here, a little factoid. I wasn't able to fit this into Bears State of Affairs. Britton Brown, who's the backup in this running back in this game, he'd never recorded a regular season carry before Sunday against the Bengals. He hadn't played in the game since 2022, and his third ever NFL rush was a 22-yard touchdown run.
Nice.
Ooh, very nice.
I love that for him. I was so excited when he scored that because I had seen earlier in the game, like this was his first carry in an NFL game. Even though he'd played, he hadn't gotten the carries. It was all special teams and stuff like that. So for him to get that opportunity, man, that's special. He might not get that chance again. And just so glad that this team was able to put him in a successful position.
Yeah, you said it. Yep. Really great that the team got him into the game for his first NFL touchdown.
Like, that's the kind of stuff, like we talk about guys being Bears for life. Like, and of course it happens with all kinds of organizations all over the sporting world. But like, that's the kind of thing that makes you a Bear for life. This guy could play for 5 different organizations after this.
Yeah.
And then when he retires and has his kids, he's going to say, yeah, we root for the Bears in this house. And this is why.
Indeed. And I agree with Tony here regarding Colston Loveland. His blocking was very impressive.
Yes.
Very impressive. But
that's
better than advertised.
That's what made him the pick over Warren, in my opinion. It's the fact that Warren can do everything okay and a couple things well, whereas Loveland can do all of it well. You know, he can do all of it well and some of it elite. And we just haven't seen it yet. He
wasn't healthy the first part of this year. So I mean, we're just now seeing what we were hoping to get. With Warren, a lot of that he's a big locker room leader. You know, like we were talking last week about who are the alphas in this locker room.
Yeah, good point.
The thing that a lot of teams liked about Tyler Warren was that he's just he's a natural leader, loves the game, loves firing up his teammates and things like that. I know I don't know whether Loveland is that guy, but hopefully, I mean, this team is building towards that. They'll find their leaders and stuff, and we got to be happy about Montez Sweat turning it on too.
Yeah, he's getting better. He's doing a little bit more. I still want to see more from everybody on that side of the ball. That defensive line, and I'm putting pressure. I'm putting pressure and talking about it so much, even though they have made strides in a couple of weeks. I'm just putting pressure on it because the secondary is so decimated.
Yeah,
they have to step up at this point. You know what I mean? And get even better. They have to.
Like, how sick would it be if this team like is sitting there at like 10-4, like really making a push for the playoffs? Then all of a sudden Kyler's 100%. Then all of a sudden Johnson's 100%. Then all of a sudden Brisker's getting down in the box and getting nasty with it. And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like this team just gets healthy and then they get a playoff run, and like how crazy that could be. Because like that's a real thing that's shaping up right now that like I think it's getting lost in some of the conversation here is like Jalen Johnson can return this year. Kyler Gordon can return this year. These guys, if the Bears are in playoff shape, like if these guys are able to win these kinds of shootout games and then they get their secondary healthy and go make a playoff push, like they're only going to get more dangerous.
And not only that, but if they mess around and get Asante Samuel Jr. and
he's visiting soon,
he's able to do anything worthwhile, then that'll be another, nice little addition to the squad.
We got this guy though. He didn't play that bad, Danikin. Yeah, CJ.
Tooch, I was this close to texting you guys before the game. He gets a sack and a pick in this game, and he got the sack. That's the crazy part.
Yep.
Yeah,
got to be happy with that pickup, man.
All this football talk is making me really hungry.
He's about to make me hungry. Gonna microwave popcorn, trust me. When he talks about food, my appetite is renewed. This is Fitz with his restaurant critique.
There he is.
Fitz.
Fitz, where you at?
I'm in Blytheville, Arkansas.
What the hell is in Blytheville, Arkansas?
Fitz,
I
you
lived
made,
there for
Bear State of Affairs.
Yeah. Well done, Fitz. Well done.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I lived here for 11 years, and
oh wow!
So tomorrow we're driving over to Little Rock, and on Friday I am officiating a wedding of one of my very good friends' sons, who I've known since he was 2.5. So it's kind of a full circle moment for me.
Wow, really?
How long has it been since you've been back?
I was back here in 2020, I believe.
Has it changed?
There are some things that have changed and some things that haven't. The town's about 10,000 people, so not a whole lot, you know.
Wow.
My
That's
wife,
huge for me.
My wife's has two cousins that got permits to work here as nurses in Sherwood, Arkansas, which is just outside Little Rock.
All right.
So
yes.
my wife's like, "Oh, we got to go down and visit my cousins and stuff." Okay. So they said it's really pretty down there.
So yeah, Blytheville is right off of I-55. It's like the first or second exit when you go into the state. It's about an hour north of Memphis, right along the river. Cotton fields, rice fields, and lots of mosquitoes. But still got a lot of friends down here. A lot of beautiful people. So it's we're having a fun time.
East Aaron wants to know why you left Arkansas.
That was all job related. So
okay.
Yeah.
Follow the money.
Yep. So
didn't you attend the wedding like last weekend?
Yep, last Friday. That was in Chicago.
Jeez.
So I officiated one last week. So yep.
Yeah, he's an officiant, Aldo.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
What does that mean? Officiant? It sounds. Is that one of the porno movie things?
Yeah, right. Told you not to bring that up. Come on.
That's right.
I thought Zim was commentating the porno a minute ago when he said Brisker getting down in the box and getting nasty with it.
Yeah, he's legally legally allowed to marry people, correct?
Yes.
In any state?
I think there's only like a couple states that I wouldn't be able to. Yeah, where you have to
people
actually
have to be in the room with you, or can it be remote, or do they just have to be in the same state?
What do you mean? I don't.
Like, could you marry me and Tooch right now?
Remotely.
Probably.
I'm flattered, by the way, too.
You know, it's 2025. You know, so
anything can happen, right?
Right there, you go.
I make a beautiful bride. As you can see.
Fitz, before we get to your restaurant review, on the way to Arkansas, did you stop and eat somewhere that you said, wow, this is delicious, or I need to warn the people of Chicago not to stop at this place?
No, I was at the very first original Burger King in Mattoon, Illinois.
Wow. Whoa, very nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So Burger King, as we know it, was originally called Insta Burger King. They started in Miami. They're a Florida chain. And then they decided to cut down, that was a stupid name. So they just cut it to Burger King. Well, lo and behold, there was this one little restaurant in middle of central Illinois that was called Burger King already. So I guess they made a deal where they could stay the way, they didn't have to change it. And it's very simple, but really good fresh made burgers, really good French fries, and it seems to be thriving. So, the people love it down there. So I think it's near Charleston, I believe. So what is that? Eastern Illinois University? Yeah. So they get a college crowd over there. So yeah, it was a nice little stop off of I-57. If you're ever driving that way, it's about 2 hours south of Chicago. So yeah, I posted it and it kind of went crazy. So,
I
but,
love those their burgers and how they're prepared to fire. Grilled burger is the best tasting burger of the fast food chains, in my opinion.
Burger King, I think, yeah, that I wouldn't argue with that. So.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
tell us a little bit about the place that we're going to hear and see about in your video.
So this is a review of a place that many people thought didn't exist anymore. So it's Bennigan's Restaurant. Around 2008, they kind of went through, there was a recession going on. They kind of felt the brunt of it. And there's only a handful of like actual sit-down restaurants. They have like, I guess, a takeout form, some locations around the country, but there's only one left in Illinois, and it's in Elgin. It's part of a Holiday Inn, and they have their legendary sandwich, the Monte Cristo, and I had to go back and try it. It's just one of those. It's a deep fried sandwich. How could you not?
So
like
good.
that?
The
You
best.
know?
With raspberry preserves on the side.
That's right, to dip, and it's got powdered sugar on it, turkey, ham, cheese. There used to be Bennigan's on Cumberland out near O'Hare, and that was kind of the spot back in high school that we would go to a lot. So, yeah, it's great to have one. Most of the comments were like, "I didn't even know they existed still," and yeah, they're out there, and there's one in Elgin if you want to get your fix of the Monte Cristo, and they have Death by Chocolate, which was a popular dessert at the time. So yeah, it was just a fun, nostalgic trip down memory lane.
Well, if you don't believe that this sandwich tastes as good as he's making it sound, take a look at this video.
Remember the Bennigan's Monte Cristo? Thought you'd never have one again? Well, you can still get one at the last remaining Bennigan's in the state of Illinois at 495 Airport Road in Elgin, Illinois. This is that Bennigan's classic sandwich that dominated the 1990s with turkey, ham, Swiss, American cheese between two slices of bread, deep fried and sprinkled with powdered sugar and served with a side of raspberry jam. Satisfy that craving you've had for this special sandwich. And on Mondays, a Monte Cristo and fries is only $12. This classic deep-fried delicacy is just like I remembered from those Friday and Saturday nights in high school. This gets Comeback Player of the Year recognition and a 340 on the Fitz-o-meter. Get the Bennigan's Monte Cristo at 495 Airport Road in Elgin, Illinois. Where should I eat next? Comment in the replies, #FitzMagicEats, and check out all of my reviews on my YouTube channel at FitzMagicShy.
Fitz, when you announced that it was 340, I saw Danikin and Zim. Their eyes went like, "Whoa, that's gonna be really good." 340,
It's very good, and a lot of nostalgia behind the score as well. So, but no, it's very good.
Cool.
So this is Better Souls, right, Aldo?
Absolutely.
So back in January, I lost my mom, and the last meal we had was at Bennigan's for Monte Cristos.
Oh, wow.
This is the last remaining Bennigan's in Des Moines. It's in North Des Moines neighborhood of Merle Hay, and it's inside a Holiday Inn as well. And we went on a Saturday because we were touring a nursing home where I could no longer take care of my mom anymore. And we went and toured a nursing home where we would put her a nice Catholic nursing home. And afterwards, she wanted to go to for Monte Cristo sandwich, so we took her to the girls. She was full of life too. Wednesday she passed, so Saturday to Wednesday she had gotten sick and passed away. But I had we both had Monte Cristos, and I was it had the big fries or chips and nice big steak fries, and they had Irish curry sauce too, which blew my mind. I don't know if you ever had Irish curry sauce to dip your fries in, but fantastic.
Never heard of it.
To dip. It's like a mild curry, yellow curry sauce, and you can dip your fries in. It's fantastic. Last time I'd had it was either in the British Isles in Ireland or in England. But and then there's a pub called the Royal Mile in downtown Des Moines that also has it. But one of the last, I think it might be the last one in Iowa as well. Is also in the Holiday Inn. But yeah, it was nostalgic for me too. But yeah, great sandwich.
Yeah, that was also my dad's favorite sandwich as well. So yeah, it's
my mom's.
A lot of memories. You can also, if you go to like some of these diners around that sell a Monte Cristo, it'll come like with French toast as the sprinkled with powdered sugar. But the Bennigan's one was deep fried, and I think that just
battered and deep fried.
Yeah,
it's like pancake batter or something,
Yeah,
tempura batter.
Tempura, something like that. It's great.
Don't ask me how I know. I only make a dozen of them a day.
So great.
So you sell them over at your establishment up there, Zim?
Yeah, and that's why I was surprised with how high your score was, because I was just looking at it, and from the visuals, it almost looked like it was too dark, like it was cooked too long, or like the oil hadn't been changed. So that's why I was surprised it was such a high score.
No, it might have just been the camera.
Hey, I mean, and that's fair too. That's totally valid.
But I thought it came out just the way I remembered them. So,
Well, and then nostalgia factor goes a long way too.
It yeah.
For it to be the same way it was back in the 90s is pretty awesome, man. Because that mean they haven't messed with it too much,
No,
you got. Am I the only one that's had Irish curry sauce with fries? Zim, you had, surely.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I love curry.
Yeah, me too.
There, if you ever go to the Emerald Mile on Michigan Avenue downtown, they serve their fries with curry sauce.
Nice. Yeah. Although you're gonna have to try it.
You really recommend it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Any kind of curry, but Irish curry is good.
I don't even dip my fries in ketchup. I'm a purist when it comes to stuff like that.
I've witnessed it. It's true.
Fitz, I don't know how long you're going to stay with us. You said you had to go, but before you do go,
got questions for Fitz. Aldo?
Yeah, we want your take on the game. What was your experience like?
The craziest game ever.
Indeed.
I think so. I'm trying to put that up with the 2006 Cardinals game. Just the ending. I was watching that going, oh, we're losing this.
It's like, oh no.
When we did the 3 and out after the interception, when we didn't get the touchdown there, and the 3 and out, and they got the ball in good field position, like, oh, we're gonna lose this.
Didn't it feel like it?
I know
it did. I just had no hope. I really didn't. And it was the most unexpected ending that I could have thought of. Just that touchdown. At first I was silent because I didn't believe what I was seeing, and then I just, my wife's like, "What's going on in there?" Like, you wouldn't understand. You just wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, my wife.
I think I put in the chat. I said I'm devastated right now.
Yes.
When you saw Loveland catch that ball and bounce off of those two tacklers, were you worried that he wasn't going to get to the end zone and that the Bears would not get the field goal off in time? Because I was terrified.
For some reason I wasn't. As soon as it opened up, I wasn't even thinking that. I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe, he's going to score. There wasn't a thought in my mind that he was going to get caught at that time. But then when I watched it the second time, I was like, when I really started to put it together, like, if he goes down, it's over. I couldn't believe it. Like, why are we throwing it over the middle? But it was in a moment. In that moment, I wasn't thinking logically. I was just watching what was on the screen.
We had timeouts. We had none. I thought we had one.
At that point, they had burned it on Caleb's run. Remember, Caleb was running, and it looked like he was going to go out of bounds, but he turned it upfield, and then Ben called that final timeout.
There was still like 30 seconds to get up, snap it, spike.
Spike it.
Right. I mean, when he scored, there were 17 seconds left, so they probably could have gotten to wherever he was tackled and iced the clock. But my emotion was, I was terrified. I was like, he got it. Oh my God. Oh, what is the timeout? I was like, And then when he scored, I have to admit, I'm a
Yes.
grown man. I have to admit, it was emotional for me.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
it was such a roller coaster.
Yep.
I was at work and I
Yeah.
was doing my inventory as I have to do. So I usually leave for work around halftime. I get to work and I listen to it on the radio while I do my inventory. I go hiding in the walk-in coolers and start counting things so that I can still listen to the game or watch it on my phone or whatever while I'm working. And so I've got Joniak and Thayer in my ear, which, by the way, those guys have not lost a step over the years.
They're
Like
good.
that is what I grew up on with Bears football. Being at my mom's restaurant, I'm working on Sundays. But at any rate, I'm in the walk-in and I'm kind of just pacing around at this point because like I'm pretty much done counting, but like the game's still got some time going, and I'm like, well, all right, before I go do the next thing, like the Bears have the ball back. I'll stop and watch the possession. That's when I see Caleb run and go down. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. And I had no reaction. There's not a thought in my head. I'm literally just staring at the screen, just
Yeah.
Man,
That's wild.
I kept getting up.
When he caught it and they missed the tackle and he turned around, he's running to the end zone. I knew it was a touchdown at that point. I was up screaming, yelling, "Take it to grandmama's house." That's what we say. I'm on my way to grandmama's house. That's where I'm going.
Those
with
last
this
2
ball
minutes,
right
I
now.
couldn't stay seated. I kept getting up, and I'm like, they're getting up and sitting back down, and getting up and sitting up back down. So, it's like, then I was like, telling my wife, "Babe, get in here. You got to see the end of this game."
See, I was sitting
54
the whole
seconds
time
left.
until then because I was resigned to the fact that they were losing. I just like
See,
I've seen this before, and
yeah.
And is there something about Loveland when they throw the ball to him? He doesn't just catch it; he absorbs the ball. It's like it's like he's hugging it, two hands, and then he just brings it in. It's like no one's gonna get this. It's like,
Yeah, he covered it up too. Before right before he crossed the goal line, he covered the ball.
Yeah, he did.
He's not losing that ball.
Yeah,
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, 54 seconds left. I was like, it's Caleb time. I was like, come on. I feel like we always have a chance with this kid.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a few times I was texting Zim, and I'm like, man, I don't know if Ben's ever going to coach the backyard football out of this kid. Like, that's
good.
You think,
Tooch is getting to the point where I'm about to send him a message back that says, if you don't have anything positive to say, lose my number, dude.
You want to talk about negative?
Oh my God, I'm so bad. I'm so bad.
Really?
You more than me, bro.
I'll text these guys in the first quarter. It's over. It's about to get ugly, boys.
I got a couple of dozen friends who are always texting me negative thoughts, and I've during the game I don't even look at them anymore because it's just too much. It's toxic. It's like I can't. I want to enjoy the game, and you're feeding me all this fucking coach or this that. So I separate myself from that, and I try to study the game so I have something intelligent to say during the week when I'm on the air. But man, I get it. I get it. Years and years of losing is going to do that to us. But man,
sometimes I was like, throw the damn ball, Caleb.
Yeah,
a few times he'll take a sack or something. Just like throw the ball. It's there.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner always calls into the score. A day or two after the game, and he's like, throw it to the spot or whatever, and
right.
That's why I always tell Zim, I'm like, we gotta, if it just would throw the ball sometimes, coach the backyard out of him and get it to the spot,
Yeah. Well, he did on that Loveland throw.
Yep.
Yeah,
that was a laser beam.
Yeah.
Fitz, I got thoughts from the guys on the Bears record. I was wondering what your take would be if I asked you, do you think this Bears record is deceptive? Yeah, 5-3. I mean, they're the same record as the Lions. The Lions, the team that they lost like 600 to 20 or something.
52-14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think this is deceptive?
Not in this NFL.
Okay.
Well, not in this NFL where it's week to week. Anybody can beat anybody. It is what it is. To quote Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are, and they're 5-3. and that's it. I don't think it's deceptive because I think the teams are so evenly matched as a whole in the league these days that they're 5-3. They just as easily could be, 2-6 or 6-2 or 7-1. So no, I just go. We're 5-3, and we have as many wins as anybody in our conference. So suck it.
So when we get to week 13, guys, for that Eagles game on Black Friday, what's going to be the record? Because I think there's a good chance we could be going into Philly with an 8-3 record. What do you guys think?
I said it before. I thought they could be going in with a 9-2 record. So I think 8-3 is totally feasible.
Oh,
why not? I'm kind of taking that "why not us" attitude this year. Zim had me going right from on listening to him play it out. Well, if we're 10-3 and all of a sudden we're healthy on defense, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take
it. Tooch is doing his computations as he comes up with the record's going to be.
Looking up here and stuff. I think it'll be a high-scoring game against the Giants. Giants do have the ability to put up some points. So we have to, and their defense is going to be a little bit better than the Bengals. It's not a great defense, but
just no 50 burgers and we're good.
I talked about how much I like the I talked about how much I like the over in the Bears Bengals game. I was like, I would take it at over 51. Man, it's 89 points.
Jeez. Do you get any of that added on to this week?
Yeah, right.
All right, guys.
They got a chance, man. Be 8-3.
I think this is a good time to
flash
play.
that up there again, although that schedule.
Oh, okay. Let's. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. There it is.
The Giants. We got a good chance. I mean, to be 1-1 on that road trip, you got to feel pretty good about that. As the Ravens were due for the bounce back, so the Giants at home, we have to have this one and get to 6-3.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings on the road is going to be tough. They're starting to play well. They're going to have some confidence. They beat us, came from behind to beat us that opening week, but we're a different team. And then at home we get the Steelers. That's definitely a winnable game.
Aaron Rodgers. Remember Aaron Rodgers?
I think more likely we're 7-4, but I could see 8-3 if we really hammer down on the Vikings in week 11.
I don't know. It's all of these games. I expect us to win all of these games in November, with the exception of the Eagles game. And in particular, if we lose week 11 to the Vikings, I know it's at Minnesota. I know the type of team they have, but if we lose, I will be so bummed out. First of all, because of that loss in week 1. We should have won that game. Second of all, is because I'm from the Ditka school of coaching. You got to beat the crap out of your divisional opponents if you expect to win the division. And this team can win the division.
We're already 0-2, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. So they got 4 games left against divisional opponents, 2 of them against the Packers, 1 each against the Vikings and Lions. I am, man, if they lose those games, I'm going to be so upset because this team is good enough to beat those divisional opponents. I really believe it. But we'll see.
I believe it.
Hey, you guys want to hear Zim's latest song?
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Right. Come on, Zim, give us an intro.
Sure. All right. Giants play New York. Bears play the Giants from New York. I didn't know if this was a home or away game, to be completely honest, so I just kind of wedged in the verbiage that I thought sounded best.
You do have Google, don't you?
I didn't think that hard, and the lyrics will even prove that. All right. So, going off the theme from last week,
Sorry.
Cincinnati was a hard one to pinpoint, so I went with sort of the studio that produced, so many funk musicians was based in Cincinnati. Well, for New York, I went with the same thing. CBGB's was a legendary venue in New York. I think most people know CBGB's. So while this is loosely inspired by bands like the Ramones, who are from New York, it is more just in the style of something you would have heard at CBGB's. So
nice.
I did not put that together because I was thinking this sounds so much like a Green Day song. That they were obviously weren't part of CBGB's because they came later than CBGB's, right?
Yep. And they would have, I mean, they did operate in the same era as CBGB's, you know, during the early 90s, but they weren't big enough to be, they are also too mainstream to be, you know, part of that era of punk. You know, Billy Joe Armstrong coined the term pop punk, and it's popularized punk rock music.
Gotcha.
This was more in the lines of, you know, like I say, it was supposed to be more along the lines of the Ramones, but I couldn't massage it correctly to get that. So to me, this came out more in the lines of like the Clash or the Kinks, who again, I mean, even the Talking Heads, you know, some early CBGB's era bands that really influenced modern punk. But no, Green Day is from the opposite coast. If I were doing San Francisco 49ers, for example, would be good for Green Day.
Well, I'm telling you, this is I've heard it, of course, because I helped to visualize it. It's a 350 on my Fitzometer. Let's listen to it now.
Another fellow last second score. I could do without anymore. It'd be nice to win one-handedly. If I can say so candidly. Time to head to New York and take on those headbutting dorks. Maybe this time if we try, special teams won't miss the flight. It's a big city showdown, the Big Apple versus Chi-Town, and we gotta guess who's bound for victory. So we turn on the TV and it may be kind of greedy, but I hope that we don't grind our teeth this week. I'm getting awfully tired of these last minute aerobics. Sure they're great, but for once can we just run away with it? Scatterbo is gone, but lately Dot is going mental. Thankfully the Giants defense is nearly as bad as the Bengals, and honestly I'm pretty glad I chose Punks for a reference band, because writing songs this way is so much easier, and I'm running out of rhymes on hand. It's a big city showdown, the Big Apple versus Chi-Town, and we gotta guess who's bound for victory. So we turn on the TV and it may be kind of greedy, but I hope that we don't grind our teeth this week. Beat the Giants, yeah, yeah, yeah. Beat them like a brat. Beat the Giants, yeah, yeah, yeah. Beat them with a baseball bat. Beat the Giants, yeah, yeah, yeah. Beat them like a brat. Beat the Giants, yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe I was too harsh with that. It's a big city showdown, the Big Apple versus Chi-Town, and we've gotta guess who's bound for victory. So we turn on the TV and it may be kind of greedy, but I hope that we don't grind our teeth this week. But I hope that we don't grind our teeth this week.
That was fucking great, man.
Yeah,
That was
I
so
love
fucking good.
I love that song. I love it.
That was great. Yeah,
great.
a lot of nice hooks, and but
Mhm.
aren't they coming here though? We're not going there, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a home game for the Bears,
Yeah,
but it's
that's
fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
And when I
It was
when I
still
heard
awesome.
it when I heard it last night, I said, "Well, I gotta send it back. He's got to correct it." I said, "You know what? I like it too fucking much. I don't want him to fuck with it."
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah,
been able to
that
fix
was
it.
great. The
You know,
chorus
even
was great.
J2K in the chat noticed it went a little too West Coast on that, and I can totally hear that. So, like it's
fine.
like it's that
There was still some damned buzzcocks in there, you know, that
yeah.
70s
What and that
punk
was
rock.
that's what I was aiming for was like the 70s era of punk, like the 70s and 80s, and yeah.
Yeah, 70s.
Guys,
and
I gotta
80s.
head out.
Oh,
thanks for hanging out, Fitz.
All right, Fitz.
Thanks. The
Take it
song
easy,
was great.
Fitz, give us the Fitzometer
What's
rating on the song.
I think you're right up there. All that was a 350. I love it. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get to 6 and 3.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Have a great time at the wedding. Do a good job, and we hope to see some pictures on your social media account at Cheap Seats.
Oh, you will.
411. Awesome.
We've got a good dinner coming up tomorrow night, so you'll see some stuff. So
love it.
All right, guys, take care.
Enjoy, man. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye-bye. That is the Fitz machine. 350.
Killer songs, Zim. Fantastic.
Really fucking good, man.
I have
Yeah, I wouldn't get
updated
it all.
the playlist, by the way. If anybody is interested, I can share that out.
Yeah, let's see. I think I got
Hopefully
a
the chat, the chat knows. I mean, hopefully the chat liked the song, man. It was fucking great.
let's see. Let's see what comments. Zim, you suck. Zim, go fuck yourself with this music. Zim, I hated that song more than I hate your haircut. Man, I don't know. No, everybody loved it. And I'm telling you, I got bare their souls, right? So you got to say the truth. Every time I get Zim's song, to visualize it, the first time I hear it, I don't know. The second time, it's like, all right, it's starting to sound better. The third time, it's fucking great. This one, as soon as I heard it, I said, this is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, the chorus was fantastic.
They've all been good, but sometimes I grow.
Yeah, some of them catch a little harder than the other ones.
Yeah. That was
I'm not gonna
nice.
lie. I listened back to all of them. Even I skipped the one from Minnesota. So
Like the verse, the breakdown verse in the middle with like the too many words, you made it work. It was great.
yeah, that was something like I really wanted to do. Like
Yeah, it was fun.
I've been thinking of the way like I've been structuring all these songs lately, and I feel like the structure's gotten a little repetitive. So I was like, well, let's just mash as many words in here as we can, and as long as it rhymes, it'll be fine, probably.
That's a good tip. I'll have to remember that. I'm going to put up Zim's link, but I'm going to shorten it first. I think I fucked that up. So let me.
D. Staren's asking about copywriting. So the way copyright works is that the moment I write the song, it is copywritten to me. That is how copyright law works in the US.
Mhm.
Now, by uploading them into Suno, we gain commercial rights to use what Suno uses. However, I don't think it can be copywritten because of current AI laws and creative spaces and all the way that all works. AI and creative works are very odd when you mix them together because it's such a new thing. There's no precedent for it. Eventually, I'm sure we'll have some sort of case that sets a precedent for it, heard at a Supreme Court level, but we'll get to all that when we get there. But the way that music inherently works in today's world is that it is automatically copywritten to me upon writing it, at least lyrically. And if I were to go in and record any of these myself, all I would have to do is pick up an acoustic guitar, record them to my computer. That's how copyright would work. Yeah. It's super cool. It's super cool.
All right. I created a tiny URL link. So those of you listening on audio podcasts, it's tinyurl.com/5DZZP363. You can see the entire library of Zim songs that he's produced.
These will eventually end up on Spotify. When we decide the year has ended, my guess would be probably sometime around league year end. You know, Super Bowl is finished and we have all of our thoughts wrapped up on the 2025-2026 NFL season. And we're starting to look more towards free agency and the draft and everything, because that will start the beginning of a new year. And therefore we'll start a new playlist and new quote unquote album.
So you're saying we're going to the Super Bowl?
And
or to jail.
I'm going wherever.
Our quarterback's got more reception touchdowns than the Packers' #1 wide receiver.
I saw that. Pretty awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, going to the Super Bowl, brother.
I already dropped Matthew Golden from my fantasy football team.
I've told you guys in years past, I have a strict no Green Bay Packers strategy when it comes to fantasy football. I do not care who the player is. There is an equivalent somewhere at the same position on another team. No player on Green Bay is better than every player in the league at their position. Period. Point blank.
That is so true. All right, we've got about 20 minutes left of the show, so I want to squeeze in the media mashup for this week. It is 6 minutes long, so those of you who have to hit the John, you've got 6 minutes to do so. We've got sound bites here from a lot of the national media people who are starting to sound differently about the Chicago Bears, as you would expect. And if you heard or saw last week's media mashup, Colin Cowherd was bad-mouthing Caleb Williams, so his tune has changed this week. Anyways, this is this week's media mashup. Yeah, right.
So all is not, perfect yet.
Correct.
But it's a different feeling, and you can see it on the field.
It's a different feeling because they feel like they have a guy from an offensive standpoint and the head coach that gets the quarterback to play to a high level. Caleb Williams wasn't perfect today, but he played to an extremely high level. They ran the football. Monangai, 176 yards rushing. So when they get in a shootout, no longer are they playing from a deficit. They have an offense that can score pretty much with anybody. And so you're seeing a team that's confident. It's not a perfect team. The defense isn't good, but you're seeing a team that if they can continue to progress offensively, the head coach, because of his expertise on that side of the ball, keeps them in a lot of games.
This kid Monangai may have just listen. When you hear in the NFL that it stands for not for long, and I don't care how healthy a room may be with running backs and receivers and quarterbacks, but everybody wants the starting gig, which is why if you are hurt, you don't want to be hurt for long, because if you're out, adios. And DeAndre Swift certainly hasn't looked like Monangai did. Kyle Monangai, 26 carries. How about this? Rutgers in the house. 176 rush yards, 6.8 yards per carry. Last rookie to run for as many rush yards was Anthony Thomas in 2001.
But I think what we're seeing with this Bears team, they're winning these weird games. John, the Bears lose weird games. It's like what they do.
Totally.
They're winning all these weird games. When they lose, they're outclassed by Baltimore, right? They couldn't run the ball. But they're winning the weird games. And, I mean, Caleb today is 20 of 34. He's never thrown a lot of picks. He had 5 carries, 11 yards a carry. I do see growth. I absolutely do.
Ben Johnson's a stud. When part of the reason I like the Bengals in this game, because DeAndre Swift's out. Well, he's been one of the hottest players in the league. And then he turns this Rutgers 7th-round pick. I think he ran for 170 yards, Colin.
They were on that winning streak. Then it was kind of a dud in Baltimore, losing Tyler Huntley. They find a way to win this messy finish. I thought it was the zaniest finish, craziest finish of the year. This is the kind of game under Matt Eberflus they find a way to lose.
1,000,000%.
I can do nothing here after the dust settles but stress the positive for Chicago.
Even in a shootout with the Cincinnati Bengals, where the defense gave up upwards of 40 points, the look on Ben Johnson's face at the end of that football game tells me everything that I need to know about where the Chicago Bears are headed and where they are right now. For another Mean Girls reference, the limit does not exist, Adam. The limit does not exist for this football team. They're going to continue to bolster. They're probably going to get active at the trade deadline. They're going to bring some guys in, because I think that this team can compete with any team in the National Football League. And we saw it this week. We've seen it in weeks past here. Parity is a real thing in our league.
Yeah.
Any given week, any team can punch somebody in the mouth, and they're going to hit the canvas. So for the Chicago Bears, keep swinging. I like their plan for not putting everything on Caleb's plate and just allowing this team to win games as a team. It's not one guy. It's the team. And Ben Johnson feels that, and I feel that as a Bear, former Bear.
It's up for grabs right now, because what we saw the Bears do yesterday, it might not be dominant, but they're hanging around, and they got playmakers, the Bears, and they got explosive offense. And the quarterback, he might not be totally systematically just tear you up all the time in the Ben Johnson offense, but we watch it week by week. They got receivers that make plays. They're one of the best running teams in football. And Caleb Williams is an elite playmaker. Yeah, does he still have to play a little better in the pocket? Sure, 100%. But there's no denying he makes 4 or 5 plays every game where you go, whoa, they were in trouble. What a throw, what a scramble, what a run, whatever it may be. And he was big along with Ben Johnson and all his trick plays, a.k.a. normal plays.
No, I asked Caleb after the game about the trick plays. He said, we just call them plays.
That's just part of the package of what they do offensively. It's an important part of what they do, and they are very effective doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they always have a check out of things, but if they get the look, everything's by design. They're going to see you in this certain defense and things, and when they get that look, they know the play's going to work. That's why it's just a play. And look, the guy is amazing at dialing up explosive plays. And nobody in the league's better than Ben Johnson. And to me, look at this package right here. Guy's wide open, double reverse pass. Everybody has that, right? He knows when to call it. That's the difference between him and other teams. He knows exactly when to call these plays. He knows you're typecast on defense, you're in trouble. All right, and so a team like Cincinnati, who's got a college coordinator or whatever, they got no freaking chance.
Can I make a point about the trick plays that's very quick, is that I think some people think about the trick plays as their ways to create cheap explosives. Maybe that's part of it. But also, as a defender, it slows you down. It slows you down mentally. When I'm preparing for the week against the Bears, I'm out there like, they're going to try some of that nonsense.
Right.
So I'm going to approach the plays a lot differently. You're going to be able to throw a hitch on me if I'm playing against them. If you need a 3rd and 3, you want a hitch, you got it. Because I'm concerned that you're going to do some sort of flea flicker, hook and ladder nonsense, and that helps.
From the Chicago Bears, offensive tackle Darnell Wright was an absolute ass kicker in this game. 94.1 overall grade. Offensive guard Jonah Jackson, a 91.1. Edge rusher Austin Booker, a 90.0. Tight end Colson Loveland, the breakout game. Center Drew Dahlman, an 84.8. Quarterback Caleb Williams, a 90.8. Is that the best single game grade Caleb's had in the NFL? Gotta be.
Might be.
90.8?
I can check that too.
Gotta
That might be the best.
If we're being honest, this is the one we were waiting for, right? This is the breakout game offensively that we were waiting for. It's the big stat game. It's the Caleb Williams is a franchise quarterback game that we were waiting for. This Bears team just keeps getting better and better. Their record is right there hanging around. This is one of those teams that I don't want to say it out loud, but I'm gonna. This is a playoff football team. They're finding ways to win games.
Cool. Well, they were a playoff football team till he said that.
I know. Doesn't Tim Jenkins strike you as maybe he was drinking? You know, he always sounds like he's a little wasted.
Who's that guy?
I'm not the guy to judge that.
The guy with
right.
Colin Cowherd. Who was the guy with John, he said, or someone?
Oh, gosh, I'm forgetting his name. Middlecoff, something like John Middlecoff.
He looks like Phil Atoshin.
He does a little bit.
Yeah.
They do that podcast on Sunday nights together. And I usually go to that because it's so much more difficult to find Fox Sports News or Fox Sports clips on YouTube. So I go to the podcast. Thanks, guys, on that cut up. It's always fun doing those. I slapped that one together 2 hours before the show. I said, shit, I got to do it. And I forgot to do the weather girl. I was just behind. So sorry, no weather girl this week. All right, let's talk a little pop culture, guys. I'm wondering, can I start? Because this one I actually had for last week, but I didn't have time to get to it. I actually put together a graphic. I'm stumbling around, I like to watch the old movies, and I stumbled around this 1977 movie called Chatterbox. Tooch, you ever heard of it?
I think so.
I'm sure you're going to remember. You probably were.
If it's what I'm thinking of with a very weird premise.
Yes.
Then yes, I think I remember, yeah.
That's it, guys. This is a movie about a woman who discovers that her vagina talks. That's the title, Chatterbox. And to be frank with you, I only saw half the movie. I got the other half stored on DVR. It's a terrible 1970s movie, poorly directed, but it does have some pretty girls. The premise is funny. This girl is having sex with somebody, and then when they're done, all of a sudden her vagina starts saying, "That's all you got," and starts criticizing her lover. Her lover gets mad at her, storms out of the house, and she goes into a panic. What are you doing? And that picture on the upper right, she's actually talking to her vagina, trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. My vagina is talking. She goes to see a psychiatrist. At the psychiatrist's office, she is seduced by a lesbian. That's the photo on the lower left. On the photo on the lower right, she's constantly bending over in these provocative poses. So if you are a degenerate like me, and particularly like the old 70s, 80s movies, you might be interested in Chatterbox. I don't know where you could find it, but that's my movie pick of the week. What do you guys got?
That reminds me of a more modern movie, Teeth. Yes, J2K has it in chat.
That's what I was
PG
thinking
version
of
of
too,
Teeth. Yeah.
And so the vagina has teeth in it, right?
It's a horror movie in which a woman is diagnosed with what's called vaginal dentata, where she has teeth in her vagina, and it's a horror movie. I've never seen it myself. My sister told me about it way back in the day. She's a movie, but I swear if we could just like switch out when it came to pop culture time, like she'd be so much better for this segment than I am. She's such a movie buff and all about the pop culture and modern TV shows and everything. But anyway, she told me about it way back in the day, like when I was in high school or something. I've never seen it myself, but it sounds so off the wall, just like this Chatterbox movie you're talking about. I was just looking it up to see if there was some kind of link between the two movies, to see if one had inspired the other or anything. No, people are, just men obsessed with vaginas, normal day-to-day stuff.
I'll tell you, I would never have thought of that one. If anything, the woman talking is enough for me. That's a horror movie right there. Danikin, what are you seeing, brother?
Man, I haven't watched that much this week, man. I've been so busy, it's crazy. But really, the last thing I watched was NBA game yesterday, actually. So I watched the Bulls. I watched the Bulls.
Ending. Let me tell you something. This team looks like they could do some damage. They got some good players, and finally, Billy Donovan looks like he's a competent
Billy
coach.
Ball.
Yes,
Billy Ball coming to fruition.
That kid. Yeah,
I wasn't real high on Billy Donovan because I felt like he played everybody so, just everybody gets 20 minutes and all of that type of stuff, and it never sat right with me. But I mean, this team is right now, they're playing pretty at, a really high level. And that dude, Josh Giddey, is balling out of control right now, too.
Man. So he's Australian, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an impressive player. I like, guys who, for instance, that game-winning play. He's driving down the middle and then passes it to Tooch, who is out in three-point land and sinks the shot. That's the kind of basketball I love to see guys play. Where they're dishing the ball out, making everybody better and stuff. I'm impressed. I'll be watching a lot more games. Tooch, what do you got, brother? You seen anything good?
Yes, I saw a movie that I think Aldo would probably really like.
And that is?
It's called The Bike Riders. Do you know this movie?
Okay.
It's it takes place in the 60s in Chicago, and it's about a motorcycle club that becomes like a violent gang in the 60s called the Vandals, a Chicago bike club. And it's really good, man. It's got Tom Hardy and Austin Butler, who played Elvis in that Elvis movie, which was really good. And it's really good, man. I think you'd really like it. It's kind of it's got a good cast and stuff, and it's got that kind of like crime. It's telling a nice story. That the woman there, she hung out at the bar or club where the motorcycle riders. They started the club just because they liked riding motorcycles and stuff. It became a little bit more than that. And she's telling the story to a former member who's like documenting or writing a book So he took a bunch of photos and was writing a book about the story of the Chicago bike clubs. It's really good, man. It's got some crime elements and some, biker lore and law. There's strange rules and laws of the club and stuff. A lot like criminal gang, but they weren't really thugs or criminals or anything. But it was evolving.
Any TNA?
Not really, no. But
no, I'll pass.
Yeah, that's good. You'd like it though, Aldo. I think it's kind of up your eye. And then I started watching a show called The Last Frontier on Apple TV. I think.
Yeah,
it's
I heard
really
about
good
that
too. Jason Clarke is the star, and it's a plane crashes in the Alaska wilderness with 50 or 100 prisoners, like dangerous criminal prisoners that get loose and stuff. And Jason Clarke and a CIA agent are working together to corral some. There's one really dangerous secret super spy defector that they're hunting down as well. It's really good, man. So far, so good. Yeah.
I'll check that out. Sim, what do you got, bro?
Dude, not much this week. I don't foresee myself having much for the rest of the month. To be completely honest with you, it's video game month for me. New Pokemon game came out last month. I haven't had much time to play it until this week. I have been absorbed in that. If you're a Pokemon or creature collector or RPG fan, it's a wonderful game for the Switch too. I've really been enjoying it much more than I anticipated. In other video game news, it's Khaki season in a game called Trackmania. Khaki is a normalized term, which is based off of the German word for shit. What it is, so I love this game called Trackmania. It is a arcade style F1 racing game, for lack of a better way to put it. You race an F1 car in arcade style tracks with things like boosters and flips. And basically, it's not, when it was first created, it wasn't a very well put together game. All kinds of glitches and tricks that you could do in the game and things in the coding that weren't supposed to be there. And the players, part of the game is being able to make your own tracks. That's why it's called Trackmania, right? So players started building tracks that expose these tricks and glitches specifically. And then it started becoming a whole event. How crazy can you get it? Who can do it the best? And so for 1 month out of the year, the community gets together and everybody submits maps for it to play, and the top 75 get chosen, and everybody goes and plays and tries to compete to finish them all. And whoever gets first place, which is the most amount of maps completed out of the 75, because usually you're exposing all these glitches and tricks, the most amount of maps completed wins. And this year and the last couple of years, there's been a cash prize for the people who win the top. Nice. So I don't necessarily compete to win. I compete because it's fun and it's a game I enjoy. And what's more fun than finding new tricks in a game that you've already sunk hundreds of hours into? So that's the next month of my life. So you can just skip me on this round. Now that I've explained it to you, it will be the same answer for the next 3 weeks.
Do your kids play with you, or is this kind of your solo thing?
Not quite. So they're both interested, but because of the way that modern game servers and account making works and open chat and everything, you can't have your own account until you're 13 years old. And I'm really, I'm the mean parent. I'm really strict on enforcing those age guidelines, because as somebody who's chronically online the way that I am, I understand the need for those age guidelines, that when it says 13, yeah, I'm going to kind of agree with that. So my kids, he's got a hard rockin' soul. He's the long-haired guy on Bare Their Souls.
You don't sound like a strict parent there.
The kids have their own interests. They're both playing video games themselves. Well, the oldest just got it taken away, but that's a whole other thing. He's got to worry about school. He can worry about games once school gets straightened out. That's the whole reason he got the games in the first place, because school was in good order. Anyway.
Okay, Dad.
we get school straightened out, you get your games back. The younger one, he's discovering video games now for the first time. He's been playing on my old Nintendo Switch quite a bit lately, and it's really entertaining to me to watch his brain start to fold in new ways and find that new thing to play with. He's really becoming a person and not just a little being anymore.
Wait till he finds his dick.
He's
too late.
He's a boy. All right.
Okay.
Come on. So
hey, I got one more. Netflix this past weekend released a movie called The House of Dynamite. I'm sure everybody's heard of it. It was the #1 streaming movie this past week. It is the story of a government. We don't know if it was China. We don't know if it was Russia. We don't know who it is, has launched a missile towards the United States, and it's going to land in about 20 minutes. And so it's a real-time story. What's going on? What is the United States going to retaliate and start a nuclear war? Who are they going to aim their missiles at and so forth? Where is the missile that's coming to the United States? Where is that going to land? Spoiler alert, Chicago. Right. And so it is about the pressure of making these decisions that could, you could settle for losing 20 million people in Chicago, or start a nuclear war that will devastate the entire world. And so there's the president, who is played by Idris Elba, very, very good role. He does a great job on it. He's got to make that big time decision as to what to do. And then it's an interesting
actor.
Yes, he is fantastic. Yep. Rebecca Ferguson plays a analyst at the National Security Center. Yep. She's fantastic. Yeah. The entire cast is really good. It's a good movie. The reviews on it are a little bit mixed, with more positive than negative, and I would agree with that. Anything else, fellas? Or are we out of here?
I didn't sell the bike ride. It's like the updated Rebel Without a Cause.
Oh, okay.
With, Austin Butler in the James Dean role. Sorry, I left that out.
Well, I'm sure that is going to convince Danikin to watch it later tonight.
But it's more of you and I are the old geezers that would appreciate it more,
Oh, James Dean, Sal Mineo, Rebel Without a Cause was a good movie, no doubt about it. Zim,
last thing, super fast. Just I mentioned it a few weeks, months, whenever ago it was when it came out, but I finally gotten around to starting the new season of Futurama.
There's a new season.
Yeah, season 13, I want to say it is.
It's gotta be more than that, no?
But Futurama, it hits all the old notes. It is very much in line with the last Hulu season. For those who know the difference in era.
4-episode season one time they did.
No, the 4-episode arcs are the movies broken down into 4 episodes.
Yeah, they after they took their first hiatus, they came back and they did like 4 longer version ones that were really funny.
Season 5 is 4 movies broken down into 4 episodes apiece, so 16 episodes. Yeah,
right. There's David Cross does a voice of like a god or a godlike being. It was really funny.
Yes.
Funny guy.
Yeah. But yeah, there's different eras of Futurama, the initial Fox era, and then the second Fox era, and then the Comedy Central era, and now the Hulu era. And this Hulu era feels different than the rest, but this new season that came out, I'm only 2 episodes in, but it hits the old notes while still feeling like the modern show that Hulu's brought to network. So I just wanted to say, like, worth the watch if you're a Futurama fan. If you're just getting into the show, start at season 1. It's like, don't try to start with the new stuff. Start at season 1.
So you're saying start from the season that was 12 years ago, 15 years ago?
Oh my God.
Like 30 years ago.
I was going to say 26 years ago, 1999, 2000, something like that is when that show came out. Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm going to go start back then. Watch 1,000 episodes of Futurama.
No. It's been canceled so many times. There's only like 12 or 13 seasons.
Oh, okay.
They're only on roughly every other year or so.
Is that the show that's also done by Family Guy, Simpsons?
The Simpsons, Matt Groening. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could tell by the animation.
Yeah, the animation is very similar style. It's basically a sci-fi version of The Simpsons.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For easy way to put it.
And then Rick and Morty kind of filled that space that Futurama was once in.
A little bit, a little more crass, a little more, which
way
is
more.
saying something
Yeah.
because Futurama got pretty crass at times.
Does Aldo know Rick and Morty?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
I've seen that too.
Yeah, and
That's
I
hilarious.
just know it because it's popular. So I become, I don't watch the show, but because it's popular, I do my homework on it to see, what the pulse of America is at. And I got to tell you, man, it's fucked up.
Although, if you watch the first couple seasons, like I think,
So funny.
especially after a J or two, you would really, really enjoy it.
I started it like when it first came out, and I was like, "This is stupid." And I went back. I left. I went back to it. I'm like, "This is brilliant." It's the second time. The second time I watched it, I was like,
Yeah, that happens to me too.
Yeah.
Different strain of weed.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Great job. I hope everyone had a good time in the chat.
Yeah.
Danikin, you want to plug anything? Anything going on?
Man, just the same old thing. Same old thing. We didn't do a show on Three Kings this week, but we will be back next week with another episode. So we're looking forward to that. Man, shout out to the chat, everybody in here that's holding it down. You guys are, you keep the show good. I laugh at these comments in the chat room all day while we're doing this show. So it's fun to be in here and have a good time, man. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Tooch, why don't we go to you?
Yeah, great show. All my guys, you guys did a great job. The chat was fantastic. Got weekend sports betting tips coming up on Friday, and then hopefully on Sunday I make my return to Barfly Tailgate and Fantasy Football Goon, which I missed because I had to work on the Dodgers magazine. But my work has been telling me I have to use up my vacation days or I lose them. So they're like, I want you to take some time off. So I was off today, and I'm taking I took a half day on Monday and a half day tomorrow. So just to catch up on some stuff, and I got to use they don't roll over these vacation days, Aldo. So I'm I'm trying to use them all up before the end of the year, taking a day off here and there.
You need to complain to your boss and go in there, fucking knock the door down, just kick it down with your
I
feet.
want to work. Don't send me home. No.
His name is Johnson Tucci. He's never worn Gucci, but he knows a thing or two about pussy.
Steven Zimmerman, what are you plugging? You want to say a special hello to somebody? You just want to sit there and fart for a while? Go for it.
No, I've been doing that all night. Trust me, this chair fucking stinks, guys.
Really?
Is that a Taco Bowl shirt?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wait a minute.
Very
I
nice.
didn't show off my my jersey.
All right.
Hold on a second here. This is a Chicago Blitz.
Wow.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that team?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Retro shirts. I saw an advertisement for them.
Nice.
I went onto their website. I said, I'm going to buy that for $39.99.
I got the long sleeve Bears rocking the long sleeve with the change.
I like that. Very nice.
You go into those thrift shops around here, you find some good stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I learned that. Absolutely. Sim, I'm sorry. So besides,
No, you're good. I was just saying it's a good thing that we don't have smell-o-vision coming through because anyway, no.
First movie was smell-o-vision, right?
Just a big shout out to everybody in the chat room and everybody who's listening back on podcasts or on YouTube or wherever you consume our content. Like, it's the whole reason we do it all because you guys are out there listening. I don't know why, but hey, I appreciate it. So shout out to my family, my beautiful wife and wonderful children, and I guess my parents and in-laws too. My sister who came up on this show, hey, shout out to her for keeping me informed on pop culture and modern day happenings because frankly, I don't do a good enough job on my own for all that. So
Who has longer hair, you or your sister?
That's a really good question.
Hmm.
I would guess her, but I don't know for sure. I haven't seen her in a few months. So, I mean, if she's gotten a haircut in the last few months, it might be me at this point.
Well, tell her we need a picture for next week's show, and then we'll we can make a whole gag out of that. All right. Instead of the credits for this week's show, we're gonna there you go.
Yeah, the offense thawing out.
I love it. Instead of the credits, we're gonna end the show with a replay of Zim's top smash hit. What's it called? What did you title that?
What did I title this one? The Big City Showdown.
Yeah. Great song, and we'll end the show with that. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bear their souls.
Another fellow last second score.